But we'll discuss this a rather troubling scene that, we'll just get into it. Terry Bradshaw's going to be on. The Cardinal's going to be on. Senator Edward Kennedy's already here with us. And apparently we're unable to land a glove on old Alito, huh?
Not yet.
Right.
We're not finished with him as yet. There's something there, and we're going to find it.
Well,
Despite all Inspector,
right.
and you're a close personal friend, intimate friend, Orrin Hatch, with the way he sucks up to you and everybody else in Alito, his name should be Snatch, I think.
That'll be fun.
We'll talk about that later.
Sure. The news is sponsored by Bigelow Tea. Now, you already sound like you're about half in the bag.
Excuse me?
Nothing. News sponsored by Bigelow Tea, the official tea of the Imus-1 program. Well, before we get to Alito and whatever else is going on, last night in the NBC Nightly News, there was a disturbing report about cell phone stuff, you know? Cell phone, what was it, Charles?
Cell phone security, and also they said landline security, hard phones that are hooked into your wall.
So this report is worth watching, and then we'll see what we can find out about it and listening to. So, Rolla, would you, Bigfoot's not here.
No matter how much you whisper, when it comes to phone calls, nothing is private. Because for a fee, anyone can find out who you called and when.
Almost everything that we do is found and entered in some database somewhere, and somebody with enough money can get their hands on it.
One blogger claims today he purchased the cell phone records of calls former presidential candidate General Wesley Clark made in November of 2005. How easy is it to find out who's been calling whom? One company, LocateCell, will trace cell phone calls for $110. Regular phone or landline calls for $125. And don't have the number? They'll find that too for $95.
That's scary. This is like your identity theft.
I just have fears that it takes away some of the rights that we've had that I'd like to continue having.
New York Senator Charles Schumer says it's also a matter of security.
Somebody could buy the records of very well-known people. They could constantly be called. It could be given to people who want to do some bad things to them.
There are some 202 million cell phone subscribers in America. About 40 cell phone companies offer the phone tracing service. How do they do it? Wireless phone companies insist they don't divulge numbers, but some worry about pretexting, where someone pretending to be you asks for a copy of your statement.
There's no legitimate way that we know of that they could be accessing this information.
The lobby group that represents the cell phone industry released a statement calling on governments to severely punish those illegally obtaining and marketing these records. LocateCell did not respond to phone calls or emails. Privacy advocates are urging cell phone users to protect their accounts with passwords to prevent their call lists from falling into the wrong hands. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Chicago.
So what do you do, Charles?
Damned if I know.
Yes.
Call
Send telegrams.
Call Verizon?
It's not my fault.
If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to worry about.
It has to be done. Sorry. Have you heard the news?
Senator Kennedy is using...
Listen, Ixnay on the L phone say, Ixy Trey. From now on, just email me.
There's Chuck with the news. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, man.
I'm going to go to Verizon today. There's still man Clay in Verizon.
Yeah.
To find out what the deal is.
I don't know.
Well, it's not the question of having anything to hide. Is people getting your number, that sort of thing?
Precisely. I mean, your calls may be innocent, but you still don't want them available to everybody, do you? What was even more disturbing is, once again, the ubiquitous Schmuck Schumer pops up. I mean, can this guy just go away? Good Lord. We love you, but I mean, take a vacation.
I mean,
He's everywhere.
unbelievable.
Was it Messier's thing last night? Oh, good. Mark Messier is a great player.
Right in the middle of the Alito deal. Not the cell phone thing.
It goes from the hearings to the cell phone.
Oh, man, you can't make it up.
Now, following Dana Reed, Senator Chuck Schumer.
Let's talk to Pete Williams, who's been covering the Alito thing. He's a Justice Department correspondent for NBC News. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning to you, Mr. Imus.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
So they didn't lay a glove on Alito, huh?
Well, I think it's a safe bet he's going to be confirmed. The Judiciary Committee will vote as early as next Tuesday. The Democrats have the option to delay that vote a week if they thought it would do them some good to potentially line up some more opposition. But it seems now that their thinking is it's not worth the trouble. So next Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, the Judiciary Committee votes. That'll probably be party line. It seems unlikely he'll peel away any Democrats as John Roberts did, so that's a 10-8 Republican vote. Then it goes to the floor, and Democrats are saying they probably won't filibuster, so it looks like a lock.
And the big deal they were hoping for were these records from this alumni group out of Princeton.
Right.
And I guess they poured over those and couldn't even find his name, right?
Exactly. The records were those kept by William Rusher, who is a former National Review executive and one of the co-founders of this group called the Concerned Alumni of Princeton. And the group did publish some magazines that said, you know, the university is going to pot. They're admitting too many women, too many minorities. The standards of the university are declining. But and the problem here for Judge Alito was that he put the name of the group on his resume for a promotion of the Justice Department in 1985. But he says he didn't realize the group was taking these positions, that he was interested in its support to keep ROTC on campus. The question was, would the records suggest that wasn't true? Would it show that he was more involved? But Senator Specter announced yesterday that members of Senator Kennedy's staff and his own looked at these records until 2 in the morning at the Library of Congress right down the street from where I am now, and found no mention of his name. Nothing in the membership rolls, no checks that he had sent to be a member, nothing suggesting he had sent in articles or anything else. His name just wasn't there.
Pretty snappy-looking coat you have on there this morning. I like that.
Yeah, it looks like something Jack Abramoff wore when he came out of the court, doesn't it?
Fits you better, though. Thanks, Pete. Pete Williams, NBC News. They're outside looks like the Supreme Court.
Sure.
Distance report yesterday, Dow Jones Industrial Average down 81 points. Now back under 10,000. We'll begin trading this morning at 10,962.36. NASDAQ down 14 points. It'll begin trading at 2316.69. New York Stock Exchange Composite closed down 55 points to 80.08. Apparently, Mel Karmazin, who runs Sirius Satellite Radio, this is probably fairly significant, bought 1 million shares of Sirius Satellite Radio stock yesterday, worth $6.2 million. What's noteworthy about it is it's the first time Mr. Karmazin has bought any of the stocks, any of the company stock, since he took over as the CEO of Sirius in November of 2004. So, not going to hurt to hitch your wagon to his deal, is it?
By golly, the man has been a winner.
It is 13 minutes after the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. I just got to get boner nose to get that show cranked up. I mean, can't be playing Pat O'Brien tapes and reading from Vanity Fair. I mean, hello. All right, please welcome officially now to the Imus in the Morning program from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, their Senior Senator Edward Kennedy. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning, and thank you, Imus, for affording me this opportunity to join you here today to set the record straight. As you are aware, a great deal of attention has been focused this week on the examination techniques that I and some of my colleagues have employed during the Senate Judiciary Committee hearings investigating Samuel Alito. My remarks today will be brief. In the assessment of my advisors and staff, since President Bush has reserved the right to ignore provisions of the new McCain Amendment forbidding the use of torture during interrogation, I also reserve that right, which is why I, Senator Leahy, Senator Schumer, Senator Durbin, and others have chosen to question Judge Alito in the manner we have. Indeed, if we thought we could get away with waterboarding that smug son of a bitch, believe me, we would. We know Judge Alito is concealing something. We just don't know what. And we won't be deterred in our important work to discover what it is. The mere fact that the name Alito appeared nowhere in the Concerned Alumni of Princeton documents that I had to practically beat out of cancer survivor Arlen Specter does not mean there is not a pony in there somewhere. By the way, regarding Senator Specter, I might add that I have no compunctions about punching that gas bag right in his sagging chops if necessary, based on my record of having stepped on certain other vulnerable individuals in times past. Therefore, I would like to put the chairman and everybody else on notice that our committee will go into executive session, and Arlen can kiss my ass. Well, we will prove another membership association of Samuel Alito, that he is, in fact, the Imperial Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. It is both our right and our solemn duty to do so. And finally, my fellow Americans, As a means of judging my own commitment to the great social issues that have been before this panel, recall, please, how I demonstrated my commitment to women's rights this week. Stated simply, if you can't drive them off a bridge, you can at least drive them to tears. Thank you.
Well, I walked up to the bar. I laid down my platinum card. Then I ordered 50 long necks for my new friends. Well, the barmaid passed them out. And before we chucked them down, I held mine up, said, here's to us and them. Well, this song slid up to me. She said, that was awful sweet. And then I saw her boyfriend, as wide as he was tall. Well, he broke up our hug with a 6'5" shove. And I found myself slammed up against the wall. Why does everybody want to kick my ass? I'm just trying to have a little fun for all the ones who can. And just because I kiss the prettiest girls and I drive my truck too fast. Why does everybody want to kick my
Welcome to Celeb Reality. It's Celebrity Fit Club 3, where supersized stars try to trim their flabby physiques with Kelly LeBrock, Chastity Bono, Tempest Bledsoe, Countess Vaughn, Jeff Conway, Bruce Valanche, Bizarre, and Young MC. Then, Flavor Flav is looking for love. 20 lovely ladies will compete for his affections, but only one will get to savor the flavor of love. There's no place like Celeb Reality. All new episodes this Sunday at 9/8 Central, only on VH1.
Our apologies, but in the interest of bettering the future of your teeth, we're going to resort to a rather unpleasant tactic. Coercion. We will play the sound of someone grinding their teeth at night until somebody out there buys a doctor's night guard. Wear it at night to cushion and save your teeth. Come on. Somebody. There. Thank you, Kelly Kaplan of Paramus, New Jersey, for buying a doctor's night guard and relieving the nightly grind in the oral care section.
Imus!
We're going to get to the bottom of this cell phone thing, too, by the way. While I got a letter from Friendly Motor Cars the other day. That's Mike Oster's deal. Yeah. Trying to sell me the new 2007 S600. And like a fool, I'm going to get one of them. Gorgeous automobile. And the sports one. Yeah. So it sits about an inch off the ground. Got them dual pipes on it, that 12-cylinder engine. Got all the ground effects package and all that, yeah. Now that, but I could do it on the internet. Because Mike Oster, who runs Friendly Motor Cars and Mercedes-Benz in Danbury, this moron came up with the idea. Well, he's not he is a moron. But he came up with 1-800-Mercedes. I mean, he just got to wondering one day if that number was available. Yeah. Wouldn't you think every other Mercedes-Benz dealer on the planet would say, well, why don't I get that number? And I'm sure they just all assume somebody had it. Exactly. They made an assumption, and no, he hasn't. Yep. Now they've applied that to the internet, so you can go to 1-800-Mercedes.net, and you can make your entire deal, negotiate your trade-in, everything. As a matter of fact, they'll even bring we'll say you're under house arrest, or whatever, you just don't want to leave your house. Or if you got one of those phobia deals, Yeah. Of course, then why you'd want the car, I don't know, but whatever. Well, it depends. Yeah. Just go to 1-800-Mercedes.net, or what's the deal? And they'll bring the car to your house. All the paperwork, somebody to show you how to drive it. So you beat that, 1-800-Mercedes.net. Well, New York Private Eye Fritz Malone loves the city, but now somebody's messing with it. A big mistake. Find out why when you read Richard Hawk's electrifying debut novel, Speak of the Devil. Started with a massacre in Midtown. Now the city is under siege. And hardcore New York gumshoe Fritz Malone must race against time and terror to stop a killer from painting the entire town blood red. Devilish indeed. Are you looking for a reason to stay up way past your bedtime? Well, are you? Hey, this book could do it for you. Michael Connelly calls Speak of the Devil a combination of intrigue and intensity that runs on high-octane adrenaline. Speak of the Devil, the explosive new thriller by Richard Hawk. It is available now in hardcover from Random House. You're looking for something to read? Read this.
What is it, Bob?
You can take this job.
Yeah, take this job and shove it. So you're quitting, huh?
Yep.
I bet you're going to start your own business.
Right.
What do you know about starting a business? You're going to buy a business, start from scratch? How about startup money?
Well-
You even know where to get startup money?
My brother.
Got a business plan? Can't raise money to start a business without a business plan.
I can't?
You're pathetic. You need Bruce Berman's book. It's called I Got Here, You Can Too. A master's course in becoming a millionaire. Want to be a millionaire, Bob?
That's the idea.
Then you got to buy his book. It shows exactly how Berman made a fortune in business and how you can too. Want a profitable business, Bob?
Uh-huh, sure.
Thanks, Bob. This is Bruce Berman. If you want to make $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 a month right now from the comfort of your own home, then you don't have to buy my book. I will give you a free copy of my book and my Making Money CD. That's over $100 value. This limited time free offer is available only on my website, 3bruce.com. That's number 3, bruce.com. That's the number 3, bruce.com. You could be making money within 30 days, guaranteed. So log on to 3bruce.com now.
I have this nightmare about a taco that's been haunting my credit for years. I was exposed to credit cards early in life and thought, hey, free money. Plane ticket to spring break? Credit card. New skis? Credit card. 135 taco dinners? Credit card. But hey, it's not too late to do something about it. With Score Power from Equifax, you get your credit report and credit score, which can be the first step to good credit. Get the power. Score Power at Equifax.com.
Adios, taco.
Coming up on 23 after the hour here on the Imus Morning program on the radio around the country and on MSNBC. Time for sports, sponsored by Peerless Boilers. And here with that is Chris Conley. Good morning, Chris.
Morning, I'm in. Mark Messier night last night at Madison Square Garden. They honored the legendary captain as the Rangers beat the Oilers 5-4 in overtime. Messier, his number 11, retired to the rafters. His coach for a lot of his career, Glenn Sather, the man who has run the Rangers into the ground over the last several years. And a heartwarming moment last night when Mess thanked Sather.
I'd like to thank Glenn Sather.
Were they booing there?
The Garden faithful booed him out of the building.
Wow.
USC running back Reggie Bush will enter the NFL draft. Bills coach Mike Mularkey resigned yesterday. Governor Cody signing an executive order in New Jersey yesterday saying all state agencies must use environmentally friendly cleaning products. A good job by the governor yesterday and Deirdre Imus as well. Kobe won the matchup with LeBron last evening. Lakers beat the Cavs 99-98. He had 27, and of course the big games this weekend. It's Friday, so you know what that means. The Fat Boy Lock of the Week. Seattle will beat the Redskins. The Patriots.
Wrong.
What?
Wrong.
You're taking the Redskins?
Yeah.
Another Hundy?
Yeah.
This is getting easier by the moment. Patriots will beat the Broncos this weekend. The Panthers over the Bears.
Wrong.
And finally, you just took Carolina for the last 4 days.
I did?
Yes.
All right.
All right, another Hundy?
Yeah, all right.
And finally, in Indianapolis on Sunday, Big Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers will slap around the Colts like Arlen Specter on Ted Kennedy. The Fat Boy Lock of the Week. I'm out like a fat kid playing dodgeball.
You are a fat fool. 25 after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Well, whenever I watch the nightly news, because they're restricted to 22 minutes of trying to cram all this stupid news in, and then, we're big Mike Taibbi fans, and Charles and I love Taibbi and have for years. He's a great reporter, and he's even a better writer.
Oh, he's a wonderful writer.
But that stupid report they did at the end of the nightly news last night about the weather, whatever the hell it was just a complete waste of time, when we could have devoted more time to the Kevin Tibbles report about cell phones, which they edited down to about a minute and a half, and so we thought, well, let's get a hold of Tibbles and see if he knows any more than what he said last night. So here from NBC News is Kevin Tibbles. Good morning, Kevin.
So, do you want me to talk about the weather or cell phones? I'm confused now.
What am I supposed to do now to protect myself and my cell phone?
I think the quick answer is that you contact your cell phone company and you say to them, I want to have a password on all my accounts, you know, where they say, what was your mother's maiden name back in, 1936 or something.
Right.
And that would, that way, if anyone was to call in, pretending to be you, because that seems to be the problem. They're calling this, of course, they got a new word for it. They call it pretexting, which is somebody calling up on the pretext of being you and saying, hey, I'm Kevin Tibbles or I'm Don Imus, and I didn't get my bill last month, could you fax me another one? And that seems to be what they're saying is how a lot of people are getting a hold of this information. And then they're actually selling it. And here in Illinois, the Attorney General, Lisa Madigan, is actually calling a number of these companies to the carpet. She subpoenaed them to find out exactly how they're getting a hold of this information. And the information, of course, is records of who you have called on your cell phone. And you can buy that for about $110. So what they're saying is get a password.
Is there any way they can call one of these outfits and get your cell phone number?
Yeah, that's $95, as a matter of fact. Now, you've got to come up with a little information, the address. They may even require you to come up with a person's social security number, which, all of this sounds pretty darned illegal to me. I don't know how it sounds to lawyers, but for $95, they can find you someone else's cell phone number, and then for $110, they can track all the calls. And, it's to a lot of people, that strikes them as being an invasion of privacy, and I sort of put myself in that camp.
What, Charles?
And your regular phone as well is vulnerable? Kevin,
they can. That's $125.
For your hardwired phone, the phone stuck in your wall.
For your landline, as they call it. Yeah, they can. As someone said, as the technology editor for MSNBC.com said to us in our spot last night, if you've got some money, every piece of information about you is on a database somewhere, and for the right price, somebody can probably rip it off.
Where are you in Illinois?
I am. I'm about at this point in time about 20 miles north of Chicago, of the border in Wisconsin, because I'm doing a weather spot for the Today Show.
Oh yeah. Are you going to the Bears game tomorrow?
No one's called me to invite me yet, but I was just listening to you guys talking. I mean, what are they going to do in Chicago if it's 65 or 60 degrees in January for a Bears game? I mean, I don't know how they're going to handle that.
And they're playing Carolina. It'd be, shouldn't even be allowed to have a team, by the way. But all right, Kevin. Well, I don't think you've allayed our fears at all, but maybe you have. So.
Well, just watch who you call on the cell phone, I guess.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Well, I'm not so concerned about that. I'm concerned about that at all, in fact. It's just people being able to get your number.
Yeah. I'll be looking into this as soon as I get back to Washington. I'll take a look into this.
Senator Edward Kennedy here with us this morning.
First of all, it seems to me that there is fraud involved. If these people that are selling you the numbers are telling the phone companies that they are who they are not, that's fraud.
Yeah.
If they then use the mails to either send you the numbers or in any way use the mails, that's mail fraud.
Sure.
The woman, it's female fraud. Just a joke. I need a good joke this time.
You did for this bit, 29 after the hour.
Hello, darling. James was a stockbroker making over 6 figures a year. He was looking forward to a comfortable retirement. Then the stroke happened. He could not go to work, so he was fired. His insurance dropped him. Then medical bills started piling up. He started putting his hospital bills on a credit card. The charges were massive. The outrageous interest and late fees got to be more than he could handle. Then he heard about Debt Relief of America. He called for a free consultation. He found out that Debt Relief of America could help him eliminate up to 60% of his credit card debt. Debt Relief of America saved him thousands of dollars. Now James is back on his feet, both with his health and his finances, thanks to Debt Relief of America. If your credit card debt is ruining your life, call Debt Relief of America for a free, no-obligation consultation. 800-732-7092. The call and consultation are free. Call 800-732-7092. 800-732-7092.
And now this from Valley National Bank.
I'm in a rut.
What's the problem?
Doing the bills, writing checks, spending money on postage stamps, trudging to the bank.
Hello, this is the 21st century. There's an easier, more convenient way to bank and pay bills.
Really?
It's called V-Bankworks, and it's only at Valley National Bank.
Ah, V as in Valley. V Bankworks.
It's online banking that's simple, safe, secure. All you need is a Valley checking account and internet access. It's all here on www.valleynationalbank.com under online banking.
Wow, we can pay all our bills online from our Valley checking account, transfer funds between our checking and statement savings account. With V Bankworks, we can do it all, 24/7.
Bank at home, on the road, anywhere we want. It's like having a Valley National office on our computer.
Let's enroll now. We're already logged on.
Or call 1-800-522-4100. 1-800-522-4100.
V Bankworks, only at Valley National Bank. Member FDIC.
As official HDTV of the NFL, Samsung has become an inspiration to NFL fans everywhere, showcasing a new reality of sight and sound that boldly carries the experience of watching football to unforeseen levels of passion and intensity. Never again will friends simply gather to watch a little game of football, but will instead, like Samsung HDTV in the NFL, lock arms together to experience America's greatest pastime like never before. Just ask Dan Molina, who watches on his Samsung LCD HDTV, Boomer Esiason on his Slim Fit HDTV, Steve Young on his Samsung Plasma HDTV, or Troy Aikman on his Samsung DLP HDTV. For NFL football, it has to be Samsung, the official HDTV of the NFL.
Go to Circuit City from now until the Super Bowl and talk to a Samsung HD TV expert who can tell you all about HD and our great offers. Go online to Samsung.com/NFL for store listings.
Tiger Balm presents Jerry Rice.
Starting at wide receiver,
Ready for some football.
all-time record holder and Tiger Balm's biggest fan, especially Tiger Balm's new pain-relieving patch.
The patch works for me.
Just apply the advanced Hydrogel patch and Tiger Balm goes deep into aching muscles and joints. Tiger Balm's been around almost as long as...
Hey, watch it, pal.
Number 80, Jerry Rice.
Take a tip from me. Go for the bomb, Tiger Bomb, and put the tiger in your team.
Available at drugstores everywhere.
Walmart and Sam's Club have teamed up with Humana to provide you with all the information you need about the new Medicare prescription drug benefit. Enroll today. Log on to walmart.com/Medicare or talk with your Walmart pharmacist or Humana sales representative. Walmart and Sam's Club pharmacies accept all Medicare prescription drug benefit plans. Medicare-approved HMO, PPO, and PFFS plans available to anyone enrolled in Part B and entitled to Part A of Medicare through age or disability. Co-payment, service area, and benefit limitations may apply.
33 after the hour here in the Imus-1 program on the radio all over the country. And on MSNBC, Cardinal Egan, not Cardinal O'Connor. Cardinal Egan is coming up with a message of whatever, well, I just can't imagine. We keep thinking it'll be a message of hope and inspiration and love and charity, but it's not. It's always vile. And then Terry Bradshaw will be on as well. Now, I mentioned this morning the Fallen Heroes Fund. I'm going to wear you out with this. And I didn't check with Julie yesterday to see how much money they had raised. But I noticed a few reporters who called me yesterday to want to discuss it, but I didn't have an opportunity to talk to any of them. But the Fallen Heroes Fund, they're building with entirely private money down at the Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas. They are building a rehab center of magnificent facility, 60,000 square feet, $3.5 million in indoor and outdoor facilities and that sort of thing. Child care center, a couple of Fisher houses there, so friends and relatives, loved ones can stay when kids have come back primarily from Iraq and Afghanistan with no arms or legs, can be rehabbed. And the question a number of folks want to know is why it has to be financed with private money, which is a question I still don't understand. I'm happy to give money to it and did, and felt compelled to ask you to give money to it. But and I know, did that letter from President Bush come yesterday, 41?
We have not seen it.
Okay, so Jim Nance called yesterday, and of course 41, and Mrs. Bush, Barbara Bush, down there in Houston, but not a lot to do, you know. Just wait for another birthday to jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
And so they need about $10 million. This was brought to my attention by Richard Santilli at NetJets, and it's inexplicable to me. Well, if we treat these people who come home from Iraq and Afghanistan the same way we had going back to the Civil War. Like their iPods. They break, you just get another one, and you discard them. And I've never really understood that and didn't, unfortunately, didn't think a lot about it until it was brought to my attention. But so you can go to fallenheroesfund.org, or you can call them. What's that phone number, Bernard?
1-800-340-HERO, H-E-R-O.
And they have these paving stones, about 30,000 of them that you can buy and put your name on. It's a great cause, and we will raise the money one way or the other. But I would ask you to help out here. All right, please welcome now to the Imus in the Morning program, Joseph Canascoli. Mr. Canascoli has been a chef and a restaurateur. So to most people, he is known for his acting on The Sopranos. He plays, he plays a heavy-set hitman. Now, he looks like he's lost about half his weight, Vito. Known for his surprising hit on Jackie Jr. At the close of the 3rd season, which I forget the details of that, but we'll get into all that in a minute. Mr. Canascoli has written a new book called A Meal to Die For, a culinary novel of crime, published by our friends over at Forge. Please welcome to the Imus in the Morning program, Joseph Canascoli. Good morning, Mr. Canascoli.
Good morning, Don.
How are you,
Thanks for having me. Yes, very good.
You're quite welcome. How did you lose all the weight and why? Well, I know why, but...
I had the band done, the lap band surgery.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
What exactly is that?
They put a band on at the top of your stomach,
right,
and lessens your intake of food.
Oh, okay. They feel better, much, right?
Yes, I feel a lot better, although my hips have been hurting at that double hip surgery.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so I've been limping through the year, and from years of playing, I wasn't always big. I was a lot thinner, and years of hockey and baseball.
Are you still on The Sopranos?
Yes, I'm happy to say I'm still alive and kicking.
Haven't been bumped off yet, right?
I'm walking a tight line on the show.
When does this next season begin? Is it March?
March 12th.
Oh, okay. Well, so we had a number of different people from the show on. Why do you think that's resonated so much with people? I mean, why do we like it, for example? We don't watch it much television.
Well, anything mob-related has always been, people have been infatuated by since, the beginning of movies. And because the show is, and not talking for me, but so well acted and written and directed and lit and just, they just capture it so well. And I guess a lot of people that around that can relate to it.
This is a dumb question, but are you an actor? I know you're a chef and a restaurateur, but...
well, I've been acting for the last 15 years, and I think acting and being a chef got me to be an actor. I mean, that's how I started when I was a chef at a restaurant.
How'd you get the job on The Sopranos? Just audition, or?
Well, I knew sort of Benicio del Toro, a friend of mine, introduced me to the casting directors, and he got me in actually a few movies that they were casting but didn't meet me, and then they wanted to meet me and brought me in for... I'm actually maybe the only one that played a different role the first season. In one scene with Michael shoots the guy in the foot in a bakery.
Right.
I was just a customer in a bakery called Gino trying to get bread, and the next year they brought me back for Vito.
Fun to do?
A lot of fun, and the guys in the show and girls are great.
Now, you live in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, right?
I lived in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, but I just got married.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I moved to Long Island.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, which brings me to this question.
Yes.
The scene, the infamous scene at the construction site.
When I dropped my keys in the front of the car?
Yeah.
And I was looking for them, yeah.
Did they discuss with you ahead of time doing that, or? Yeah, I know you're an actor, and I'm not an actor, and I don't pretend to know that much about it, but...
Yeah, that's not really what I had in mind when I suggested it. I was actually on the wrong end in that scene.
Right.
But there are some guys that say, no, there is no wrong end. But I had suggested it from a book I was reading called Murder Machine by Jerry Capici years ago. And they thought it was interesting, and they said, okay, and nothing really came about it. But
you suggested what?
That making my character gay, because it happens. It's in every walk of life.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of disturbing, Joseph, that you would... I mean, why bring it up?
Well, because I thought it would be interesting, and I set myself from the other actors. And, it would certainly stand out. And as an actor, you always try to play something completely opposite.
Sure.
I would think.
Some guys wouldn't think that of me, but it is true.
All right.
So I did, and nothing came about it. And then when they killed that guy in Jersey for being gay, then they asked me again, what was the name of that book? And then I knew they were thinking about it.
Right.
And then during the course of season 4 or 5, they gave me a wife, which we never saw. And then
They gave you what now?
a wife that I referred to.
Right.
And then in episode 9, you know, the crew gets the script before we do. So I had a guy that, you know, says, hey, you know, what's going, who's going, am I going? And they said, no, but there's a scene with you where what is, you know, a security guard. And I said, really? What's going on? He says, well, you're, and I said, what? And he said, yeah. I said, come on, you mean, don't pull my leg, sort of. And he said, no, what's happened? I said, yeah, okay. And sure enough, I finally got it. I said, that's the last time I suggested anything to the writers.
Oh, so your homeboys, your friends, I mean.
Well, a lot of, especially Steve Sharippa, who's been on the show a lot.
I love Steve.
Begged me to rehearse that scene with me.
We're talking with Joseph Cannavale from The Sopranos. His new book's called A Meal to Die For, which we're going to do here in a minute. But so they guys must have given you a bad time, huh?
Well, you know, a lot of them said, you know, you have the cojones to do it. Foley Walnuts, Steve Sirico said, I would never do it. You know, it's going to be like in the neighborhood. And I thought it was a challenge, and, you know, it was the best move I ever made.
I
just want to say, Don, I would like to have given you a heads up, but I don't want to blow my career.
Not to patronize you because I've said this before, but I thought, and I remember we even discussed it at the time, that the way you did that, I don't know anything about acting, but I know that you were so menacing, the acting in that, and with that kid, and even when you were, the scene where you were outside of Yankee Stadium, well, that's good acting. I mean, I don't know, you know, that's good acting.
I appreciate it. And, you know, when that scene when he came out of the porta potty, I mean, that was, you know, because every actor is always looking to really something they could chew on.
Sure.
And you know, in the background, you know, 1 or 2 lines, and you just sort of get lost in the mix. But when he came out of the porta potty, it was really a chance to act because you didn't know if I wanted to, like, I like this kid, if I wanted to be with him, if I wanted to kill him, if I was, like, intimidating him. And it was like, I always felt it was like sort of playing ping pong with the kid. And, I mean, he just goes back in the porta potty, and he just puts his head down, and he goes, where am I? You know, where? Because he's from Mission Viejo in Toronto with Meadow, and he sees a guy get hit in the head with a bottle, and he's like, what goes on in this world?
Yeah. Well, that was, that jumped off the screen.
Thank you.
Man, that was great stuff. What's this book about?
It's, well, it's not your typical boy meets mob, boy falls in love with mob, mob kills boy book.
Yeah.
It's so loosely based on my life. It's about a chef that wants to, has aspirations of being a great chef, cutting-edge chef. And, but he has a little bad habit of gambling and falls in a bit of a hole. And he comes up with an idea to be like a food fence. Sort of like a jewelry fence, but with food. Hijack shrimp, he knows where to get rid of it, wine with phony labels, bootleg olive oil. And he's making money with that to sort of get out of his debt. And he
owes money to gamblers, right?
He owes money to the, you know,
to the
mob. And so they say, forget what you owe us. Come work for us, cook in the club, and we can make a lot of money doing this.
Yeah.
So he does that, but, you know, still loves to make this great food. And, you know, these knock-around guys, they don't know, you know, foie gras and, you know, French sauces and stuff, and they want, you know, garlic with olive oil and spaghetti with olive oil and garlic.
Yeah.
So the big boss says, I want you to cook this meal. I'm calling everyone together, and he's nervous because maybe he's done the wrong thing. And so each recipe leads into the chapter, and it's a 10-course dinner. And he's nervous that maybe one of his friends or someone's going to be flipping or getting whacked and so on. So it culminates with that dinner at the end.
Oh. And you wrote this with Alan Cupper?
Cupper.
Who's he?
He's a friend that wrote I mean, I would tell him the gist of the story, and he'd write it, and because there's a lot of, you know, gambling stories and so on. I just have to bring out, like, one story that, you know, I don't condone gambling, it's the worst, but I've lost every way possible, but I had what they call totals in baseball and hockey, and that's like total runs. 5-4 is 9, you lose 3-2, it's 5, and so I had the Mets. It was in a reverse bet.
You personally?
Yeah, personally.
Okay.
He's you always write about what you know.
Yeah.
So it was the Mets, and to win by over 9.5 runs.
Right.
They were losing 3-2 and going into the ninth. They tied it up, and I said the only way I could win is with a grand slam, and they would score 2 runs, the game's over. Right. Game goes into extra innings. This probably only happened in the history of baseball, I think, once. They load the bases, Robert Ventura hits a grand slam, and I think I'm a winner. He stops at first base, lets the winning run score, and I stood there with my mouth open. I'm saying, who stops? He only got credited for 1 run. So he stopped.
I see. Oh, I see.
So he stopped at first base. They mobbed him, and I'm saying, what happened to the other run? Why didn't he just keep running? So I lost, and that's like one of the, every possible way you could think of. I lost. And that was, I don't think it's ever happened. So,
do you still gamble or no?
No, my wife is.
Your eyes kind of shifted.
Well, I've had a couple of bad runs in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, and, maybe once in a while.
Do you know Bo Dietl?
Yes, I do. I know him from Rayos.
Yeah. So Bo gambles, but he always seems, I don't think he gets on a hole, does he?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
He seems like he wins, but nobody wins all the time, do they?
Don, I know Chris Collins listening, and Cody, this is how I became an actor is because of gambling, and I think, God really does work in mysterious ways, and it's so true. I lost $60,000 one Sunday. It was the last game of the season in 1990. And I took the Giants laying 14 against the Patriots. Of course, they were resting their guys. They lost 12-10 to the Patriots at the time. Were horrible. 15,000. The next game, I tried to make it with the Jets. I doubled it. I lost that one. I was down 30. Right. And the 8:30 game, Pittsburgh was number 1 defense, resting for the playoffs, playing the Houston Oilers, playing their backup quarterback. And I said, Pittsburgh's going to kill him. Yeah. Cody Carlson threw for 500 yards, destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was on a Sunday night. I lost $60,000. I was just looking at the TVs in my restaurant, and people trying to talk to me, go, what's wrong? You don't look right. And I was literally pale as a ghost. Sure. By that Thursday, I was in L.A. I cashed everything out. I said, I'm done. I'm getting out of here. Pay off everything. And I went to pursue acting.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Thank you.
Well, you don't know if they're going to, the thing I always, I don't gamble. I bet Chris $100, we give it to charity. But it's out of your control.
Yeah, something about degenerate gamblers that like the feel of losing.
They do?
Yeah, it's kind of like being in a hole and trying to climb your way out.
Any shot, we're talking with Joseph Ganasculli from the Sopranos. His new book is called A Meal to Die For, which is actually a novel. Any thoughts to turn on this into a movie? Or?
A movie or a musical.
Oh, really? What's the spaghetti sauce?
The spaghetti sauce it's like opening up a jar of Grandma.
Oh, okay.
It's a sauce
to die for. It says on the label.
Yeah, it does. So, my friends are already saying, I want to try your sauce, a sauce to die from. But, it's a sauce. I have 3 sauces. It's called Sunday sauce, which is a sauce that you can make a lot of different sauces from. Sure. A Sicilian sauce from my mother's side, eggplant and roasted garlic, and wild mushroom. And it's sort of family recipes, but I've tweaked them a little of the things I've learned cooking through the years. And right now it's exclusive in Long Island where I'm living. But hopefully I'm talking to distributors and it'll be nationwide.
And how long have you been married now?
6 months. I think the under-over on that is 9.
Are you betting on it? Is this your first marriage? Or?
First marriage.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
What does she do?
She was in retail and clothing, and since we've been married, does a lot of watching TV. And
taking care of you.
She's a great wife, and she works hard to keep the house. We have a house, which I love, in East Rockaway, Long Island.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I'm really loving married life. Working on a baby.
Where are you going to get the hip surgery done?
Where?
Yeah.
Hospital for Special Surgery.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah.
Well,
double hip surgery.
Yeah.
I'm limping through the year, and it's painful.
And the next season starts March 12th.
March 12th, and then a bonus episode of 8 starting in January 07, so hopefully I'll make it through this year.
It's a great show, and you guys are all great on it.
Thank you.
Like Steve Sheriff has been in it a few times, and I'm enamored, I guess, of actors and just of the ability of people to act, because people like me and others who are so self-conscious could never do that. But I really think, I mean, you guys are just marvelously talented, and so good for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Good luck with the sauce and the book and your marriage and your hips and everything.
Thank you, thank you. And, you know, my sauce and book are available at joesoup.com.
Okay.
My website.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, John.
Joseph Ganascoli, the book is called A Meal to Die For, and it's available, obviously, at bookstores everywhere. It's 9 minutes down to the hour.
1, 2, 3.
Roberts, and I want to know where you're going.
Soon,
Just don't close, okay? I'm a procrastinator, I know, but I'm coming in right now.
Ma'am, I hear sirens. Is everything okay?
Are you kidding me? 10 to 50% off throughout the store? I'd say that's better than okay. I'm not going to miss it, am I?
No, the sale ends Monday. You should hurry in soon, but it's not like you have to arrange a police escort or anything.
Oh boy, this is going to be awkward.
The IKEA Winter Sale ends Monday, January 16th. An event so big it happens only twice a year. Don't miss savings of 10 to 50% on select items throughout the store. Get there any way you can. Free shuttle service from New York to IKEA Elizabeth. Call 800-BUS-IKEA. Plus get a new IKEA credit card applying store online or by phone, subject to credit approval. The Winter Sale at IKEA. How will it affect you? Visit IKEA in Paramus, Elizabeth, or Hicksville. Offer valid on in-stock merchandise only. Not valid at IKEA Stoughton. Not all offers valid at IKEA Direct. Other restrictions apply. See store or IKEA.com for details. Some products require assembly.
You know, it's my favorite time of the year, the NFL Divisional Playoffs coming up this weekend. This is Joe Benigno. Join me today at 10. We'll have Carl Banks in studio. We'll go around the NFL with Peter King of SI talking about all the coaching changes and vacancies in the league. We'll also get an inside look at the NFL playoffs with former Giant Kern Eagle Tahani Jones. My NFL picks, some surprises there. Polaris with the weather. It's all out there on a Football Friday with me, Joe Benigno, 10 to 1 on the Fan. Sports Radio 66 WFAN in New York.
What if everything in life came with a bonus?
Can you gift wrap the scarf for my girlfriend?
Yes, sir. And for no extra charge, we'll deliver it in a stretch limo and sing her a love song while she opens it.
Oh, Rick, the answer is yes.
And for accepting my diamond engagement ring, you'll also get this matching necklace and genuine leather jewel case.
Want a bonus of your own? Open a money market account from MetLife Bank with $5,000 or more and get 3.75% APY. Buy more than the national average. Maintain $5,000 for 90 days and receive a $50 bonus. To open your account or find your local MetLife Financial Services representative, call 1-888-MET-LIFE. That's 1-888-MET-LIFE. Or visit MetLifeBank.com. Mention code MET50. You'll get a bonus. I'd like a quart of milk, please.
Of course, ma'am. And may I add something extra? The council balance is below $5,000 and 1% APY. Bonus for new customers only. Bank products and services are offered by MetLife Bank N.A., member FDIC, and affiliate of MetLife Inc.
Black Bear Honey Ham, Black Bear Eye-Round Roast Beef, and your ShopRite Deli have let the word out. There's a super party planned at your home Sunday, February 5th, the day of the big game in Detroit. When your friends hear about your new Sharp Aquos 37-inch high-definition liquid crystal television, they'll be arriving early. This party can happen if you enter ShopRite's Big Game Sweepstakes. You'll have the opportunity to win a Sharp Aquos 37 HD liquid crystal TV with a picture that is bigger, brighter, and more breathtaking than ever before. And a fabulous lunch buffet courtesy of ShopRite. 10 other lucky winners will receive Sharp 27-inch flat screen TV or Sharp audio shelf system. Look for details in the ShopRite Deli. And while you're there, ask for Black Bear Honey Ham, a delicious, nutritious 97% fat-free ham raised with pure honey and a unique spice blend to deliver an exciting, off-the-bone taste for sandwiches or party platters. Also try Black Bear Eye-Round Roast Beef, a lightly marinated roast beef seasoned and cooked to perfection. Entry deadline is January 21st, 2006. No purchase necessary. ShopRite. Always fresh, always for less.
Oh, they're great. Yep. Well, you can't see them. You know, they go in your... But sometimes that doesn't make any difference to people. It's just the idea. But you grew up on rock and roll. And even if you didn't, well, you did if you listen to me. They actually like many computers to your ears, WideX, WIDEX. They program them to little chip in there they program. They actually hook you up to a computer with them in your ears. And they program them to respond to the frequencies in which you're deficient. They don't amplify ambient noise to the point that it makes them nuts. They're great. And it's a great company. If you want to find out about them, go to widexusa.com. That's WIDEX. Or you can call them at 866-WIDEX-USA. It's not just pomegranate, it's pomegranate. From new from Odwalla, or DWALLA. And Odwalla products are available at Whole Foods, and just check your local retailer. They're available everywhere. They have this new pomegranate stuff. There's pomegranate juice, pomegranate mango, and pomegranate berry. They have a whole line of drinks and stuff, soy-based, some of them delicious stuff. Odwalla, y'all check it out. Chevy has lowered the sticker price, the MSRP and everything, and you better believe that. Go to Chevy.com and check it out. If you don't buy it there, go to Edmunds.com. They have we're called Head-to-Head, where you can see how Chevy stacks up against competition. What you will learn is that Chevy is America's #1 brand. Now they're America's #1 value. Chevy.
How can a child abused by his father, who escapes poverty to become a lawyer, marries a troubled woman, causes civil war with his election, loses 2 children, and suffers depression, become one of our greatest presidents ever? Lincoln, he fought 2 wars. One was in his head. This Monday night at 8, 7 Central, on the History Channel. The real Abe, honest.
This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. Give someone special to you the gift that will be remembered for years to come. Name a star after them. The Star Registry will name a star after anyone on your gift list for $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. It's the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and just about any occasion. Give the ultimate gift. Call the Star Registry at 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. We proudly support the Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation.
This is the Imus in the Morning radio program on WFAN New York. It is 8 o'clock Eastern Time for some of the headline stories. Senate Republicans saying that not only no cigar, not even close, that the 3 tough days of questioning did very little to sidetrack Judge Samuel Alito's likely confirmation to the United States Supreme Court. Since they failed to elicit any information from Alito that would appear to damage his chances at all, Democrats may move now to try to actually slow the nomination. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Specter said no evidence was uncovered to link Alito to this controversial Princeton University alumni group. They couldn't even find his name. There's Senator Specter's staff and Senator Kennedy's staff. Senator Kennedy here with us this morning, by the way. Yes. Pouring over these documents until 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to find the leaders. I mean, what a joke. Crazy.
Joke?
Yes, joke.
Why is it a joke?
Well, because you couldn't find anything to link him to him.
Not yet.
No. But, I mean, what are you going to look for?
Well, we were looking so far under the name Alito.
Right.
I've been told by members of my staff that there may be nicknames we're going to look for. Anything.
Continues. Senator Specter said committee staffers spent hours, as you just alluded to, Ivan, poring over these files and records. Can you imagine how just pissed off they were? And they found nothing. Nothing about Mr. Alito here.
It was pouring all night.
Files contain dozens of articles, including investigative expos written at the height of the organization's prominence.
Yeah.
But Samuel Alito's name is nowhere to be found in any of them.
Whoops. Darn. Oops. Well, what now, Senator Kennedy?
Did you look in your ass, Harlan?
No.
Try there.
No. No.
Look in your ass.
No. Sorry. Continues mercifully. Yeah. A Senate Judiciary Committee vote was originally scheduled for next Tuesday, but Democrats may ask for a delay now so that they can meet to discuss the nomination and whether they should perhaps even consider going the filibuster route. President Bush phoned Alito after he finished his testimony yesterday. Spokesman Scott McClellan says the president told him he is proud of the way he handled himself during the sometimes tough questioning, Senator. The committee hears from its final witnesses today
groups of people who will appear on either side of the Judge Alito issue.
Yeah.
We'll have more coming up. It's 3 minutes after the hour.
Hey, hon. What are you doing?
Logging on to USA3000.com. Yeah,
What for?
to book us a low fare to Florida on USA 3000. Just $69.
But don't you sacrifice a lot for these low-fare flights?
Sacrifice what?
Well, assigned seats.
Would you prefer an aisle or window?
None of that stampede boarding.
Not on USA 3000.
Assigned seats from just $69.
Confirmed assigned seats. And the seats are roomy and comfortable on USA 3000.
Are you saying I need a roomy seat?
Oh, of course not, dear. I'm just saying that on USA 3000, you don't have to sacrifice comfort for a low fare.
Save without sacrifice to Florida. Fly USA 3000. To book your seat, log on to USA3000.com today or call 1-877-USA3000. One-way fares from $69. Fares do not include government taxes and fees of $10.20 one way. All fares are non-refundable.
As official HDTV of the NFL, Samsung has become an inspiration to NFL fans everywhere, showcasing a new reality of sight and sound that boldly carries the experience of watching football to unforeseen levels of passion and intensity. Never again will friends simply gather to watch a little game of football, but will instead, like Samsung HDTV in the NFL, lock arms together to experience America's greatest pastime like never before. Just ask Dan Marino, who watches on his Samsung LCD HDTV, Boomer Esiason on his Slim Fit HDTV, Steve Young on his Samsung Plasma HDTV, or Troy Aikman on his Samsung DLP HDTV. For NFL football, it has to be Samsung, the official HDTV of the NFL.
Go to Best Buy from now until the Super Bowl and talk to a Samsung HD TV expert who can tell you all about HD and our great offers. Go online to Samsung.com/NFL for store listings.
5 minutes after the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program, on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC, regarding the Fallen Heroes Fund and an effort of these folks, the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund, people, the Fishers and Richard Santilli and those people, to raise enough money to build this Book Army, to build a state-of-the-art rehab center for these kids coming back from Iran and Iraq, and other people have been injured in other wars as well, down at the Book Army Medical Center in San Antonio. They raised about, it's being done with 100% private money. It's going to be run by the Veterans Administration. And I had a couple of people ask me, and I don't have the answer, why the government wouldn't just simply pay for this, considering the extraordinary amount of money that they spend on just the war itself, prosecuting this idiotic war. And so I've been asking you this week to contribute money to this, and I contributed, my wife and I, myself, so I would not ask you to if I wasn't willing to. And we gave them $250,000. That was a lot of money, but I did that for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's a wonderfully worthwhile endeavor, and it's a foundation that's run at the risk of sounding self-serving, but about like the Imus Ranches Fund, that there's no money gets wasted, not a lot of people making big salaries, and not a lot of administrative expense. In fact, all of that stuff, brochures, those sorts of things, according to Mr. Sanduli, are paid for privately. So 100% of the money that you contribute to the Fallen Heroes Fund at fallenheroesfund.org goes to building this facility. And I talked to Orrin Hatch, and I haven't talked to any other senator this week about it, but rather than jerking themselves and us around with this stupid hearing about Sam Alito, remember when the death benefit was $12,000, and I just brought it up to a couple of them, and they feigned ignorance about it, and a couple of them told me they thought that, well, just one, not Santilli, but Santorum, told me, said, well, we just raised it from $6,000 to $12,000, which was obscene. And of course now it's $250,000. But you had to beat the bastards to get them to do that and threaten them.
Well, Imus, these are people I work with closely, as you know, and believe me, they weren't feigning ignorance.
So, you know, and I don't want to sound like I ordinarily sound, just sort of beating people up to stuff. And I said yesterday, and I really do believe this. I know you have lots of things and concerns and places where money you give to charity can go. And I don't think that you're obligated to contribute to this because I did or because I asked you to. Well, I just bring it up, hoping that you will. And I would simply say that I was talking to Douglas Brinkley, the historian, and we have a tradition in this country going back, well, to the Civil War, in which we send these young people off to fight these wars, and then stuff happens to them, they lose arms and legs and stuff, and we discard them, like they're iPods that don't work anymore, or old telephones, we just get rid of them. And I have to confess, I didn't think all that much about it. And if McCain and Santilli hadn't brought it up, I probably wouldn't have thought about it. I mean, I would have just gone along and figured, well, somebody else will do it. But somebody else is not going to do it. So we have to do it. They don't need that much money. I mean, you know, and I know these, I got a bunch of rich friends, and these bastards will give to anything, you know, and most of the stuff they give to, like the Red Cross, United Way, and some of those things, I mean, that's a disgrace the way they run those organizations. People are going to write articles and do investigations to investigate them. I mean, that Red Cross, that's a disgrace. And the money that was given after September 11th, the tens and tens of millions of dollars that just fell through the cracks. Nobody knows where it went. If we're not going to take care of these kids, who are we going to take care of? I mean, these people are us. So, go to fallenheroesfund.org. You buy one of these paving stones, you're going to put up 30,000 of them. It's worth us $200, you know. It's almost the most worthwhile thing I've ever heard of. And it'll get built, by the way, it will get built. So, the money will be raised some way. You know, it's a great opportunity for you to, but I mean, if you think this war is idiotic as I do, and have, that's irrelevant. That's a different conversation. So, or if you don't. This is, by the way, you want to put something, actually where something matters other than a yellow sticker on the back of your car. If every bastard with one of those stupid phony stickers on the back of the car would contribute $25, I wouldn't be having to talk to you about this.
You're absolutely right.
It's 10 minutes after the hour. Please welcome to the Imus-1 program the Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent for NBC News, Andrea Mitchell. Morning, Miss Mitchell.
Good morning, Mr. Imus.
How you doing, baby?
Well, I'm hoping that you're right and Chris Collins, whom I admire greatly, is wrong, and the Redskins do it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I've asked the Lord to intervene.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's worthwhile prayer.
Right.
Although I gather from the papers today that the NFL tapes show that Sean Taylor did spit.
Oh, yeah.
But what the heck?
The what now?
Oh, there's that whole dispute over a call in last week's game over whether when Sean Taylor got ejected for spitting.
Right.
And he said he didn't, and Joe Gibbs, said he believed his player.
Right.
They went to the videotape.
And he did?
Well, as a friend of mine said, he was slobbering.
Right.
What do you expect when you're playing a tough game?
What did he slobber on?
Oh, what was the guy's name? Diddick? Who threw a shot at him and didn't get penalized. Sean Taylor got ejected in the third quarter, early in the third quarter. Anyway,
so
we're going to do it tomorrow.
You're obviously a big Redskins fan, right?
We are Redskins fans.
Yeah.
This is a Redskins household.
Are you going out for the game? Or?
No. That would require a plane trip, airfare, tickets,
sure.
None of which we have.
So
television.
So you're not that committed a fan?
We're not that fortunate fans.
Right. So they didn't lay a glove on Alito, did they?
Well, in fact, I got to tell you that Republicans were crowing last night. Republican senators, I heard, are saying that their informal whip count right now, barring anything else coming up, and before the actual floor debate, is they've got 62 votes, 62-38, without losing a single Republican. So they think they've got the pro-choice Republicans, Collins and Snow from Maine and others, Lincoln Chafee doubts would be that the Democrats had bullied him too much.
Right.
Even though he seemed to be handling it very, very well.
Maybe she was faking it.
I doubt that. Yeah. I think that we all underestimate, those of us who are in the media and are used to politics on both sides. Media and politicians tend to underestimate the effect on families going through any of these things.
Oh, they got to suck it up. Come on. Hey, where will you be watching the game tomorrow?
I'll be at home.
And will Al be there?
Yeah.
Will you have friends over?
Probably not. I mean, we tend to just sort of quietly watch these games. They're when they're at home games, we try to go.
Okay, so it'll just be you and your husband, Alan Greenspan.
Yes.
Sitting there in front of the tube watching the game. And will you be having any alcoholic beverages?
It's possible.
Okay. If the Redskins lose, is it likely this turns into an ugly situation or no?
Does this turn into a 911 call?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I mean, we all have to be adults, but that's a hypothetical. That ain't going to happen.
Well, I hope they win. Thanks, Andrew. Coming up on 15 after the hour, please welcome the Imus Morning program now over from the Archdiocese. Our friend.
It's my spot.
Cardinal Egan. Good morning, Cardinal Egan.
Good morning, God bless. Skip the damn silly Happy New Year's greetings, Mr. Lamont, you dusty old jerk, you be jeez. First of all, it should be Happy Martin Luther King Day, you bigot, you. And secondly, the year would be a happy one when the I-Man suffers the fate of Martin Luther King at the hands of some fed-up staff member, you vicious old scumbag, you be jeez. Let me just say this publicly, Mr. Lamont, to this Bishop Gumbleton fella, this big-mouth bishop from Detroit, being used by every two-bit Catholic bashing television program in the country, eager to exploit the old stooge's claim that he was touched inappropriately by a priest while wrestling with him 60 years ago. 60 years ago, Mr. Lamar. Listen up, Bishop Grumbleduns. Henceforth, you'll stay the hell away from the media and keep your fat trap shut. Or speaking of inappropriate, I'll track you down and smack you across the temple with me penis and knock you blabbering out 6 weeks from Sunday, BJs.
No.
I'll get the fellow who shot the Pope to pay a little visit, BJs. 60 years ago, indeed, Mr. Marr. Get over it. Take a lesson from the I-Man who was raped by his uncle back in the 40s and never whines about it. God bless him, not a peep. Am I right, McCord?
Yes, Your
Shut up, you bootlicking punk, you be Jesus.
Right now, Your Eminence.
Let me just say this, Mr. Marr.
Yeah.
About the king of all white trash, unfunny, hook-nosed sleazebag Howard Storm, BJs.
Yeah.
Whose arse everyone's lining up to French kiss for some damn reason. Anyone suckered into buying this dirtbag show should be pulled over and charged with DWBFM, Mr. Marr. Driving while being an effing moron, BJs. You nose-picking nitwitches. And one more thing, Mr. Marr. Inform your next guest, this muttonhead Terry Bradshaw, that when I tune in to watch a football pregame show, I'm not looking to see some old washed-up, bald-headed homo making googly eyes at a male movie star like some teenage girl, Mr. Marr. Just when, Mr. Marr, when did Super Bowl winner Terry Bradshaw morph into Terry Boitano? You tell this bald-headed bitch to take off the panties and act like a man, BJ's. God forgive me. Let's say a prayer, Mr. Marr. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. I-Man in the morgue we want the most. Oh, hear our prayer.
No.
Oh, you're on, Rhea.
Imus and Vanity Fair was a bit tough to read. Halfway through, my damn eyeballs began to bleed. BJ's, Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
The magazine photos made Imus look like he was back on drugs, though next time we'd like to see his wife's nice jugs. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Look next for Dick Cheney to follow Ariel Sharon's lead. Divine retribution for filling up the beds at Walter Reed. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
So the author of A Million Little Pieces fibbed a wee bit. Let's hope he relapses, the faggot piece of...
Yes.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Yes.
Lord, our prayer.
Sleep was a little late there, wasn't it?
Let's try it again, Mr. Marr. So the author of A Million Little Pieces fibbed a wee bit. Let's hope he relapses, the faggot piece of... Lord, hear our prayer. Now that worked a lot better, didn't it, Mr. Marr?
Yes, it did.
Thank God. And finally we pray, Mr. Marr, that Opie and Anthony fuck Howard Stern's daughter. Oh, what a catch. And that she undresses and puts things inside her skanky snatch, BJ's.
No.
God bless us. Which doesn't belong in why? Which doesn't belong in why?
All right.
Big prayer. Eh? The legendary Dick Clark.
Yeah, I love these prayers.
I feel so good now. That's a little punk, you. Which doesn't belong in why?
All right, what doesn't belong in why?
A, the legendary Dick Clark.
Dick Clark.
B, the legendary Kirk Douglas.
Kurt Douglas.
C, the loudmouth Imus in the morning. Which doesn't belong in why?
Well, obviously, the loudmouth Imus in the morning.
Wrong, you prehistorical prick, you be Jesus. Well, all three slurring, selfish old schmucks should be taking a dirt nap, but still insist on going on TV to the horror of those watching. The answer clearly is A, Kirk Douglas does belong, because unlike the other two dicks, Kirk Douglas is a Jew. Go ahead. Happy New Year, you dirt righteous.
What's the matter, Charles?
Lord, hear a prayer.
I don't know. It kind of fell off there at the end, Cardinal.
What would be the benefit to satellite radio? I don't understand that. Did you say worse things than that?
18 after the hour.
So how much horsepower is in your Sierra heavy-duty pickup?
Oh, it's not just horsepower. It's torque, too.
What's so special about torque?
Torque pulls you out of a ditch. Torque drives you up a mountain with a load of pipe. Torque calls your wife to tell her you'll be late because you and Torque are busy ripping stumps out of the ground.
Wow, torque sounds great.
Yeah, I think you and Torque would hit it off.
The Sierra Heavy Duty with 605 pound-feet of torque. No matter how you use your GMC truck, we engineer them all to the highest standard. Professional grade. Torque number available when equipped with Duramax engine and Alsa transmission.
How can a child abused by his father, who escapes poverty to become a lawyer, marries a troubled woman, causes civil war with his election, loses 2 children, and suffers depression, become one of our greatest presidents ever? Lincoln, he fought 2 wars. One was in his head. This Monday night at 8, 7 Central, on the History Channel. The real Abe, honest.
Patti LaBelle made Lady Marmalade famous. Christina Aguilera, Lil' Kim, Pink, Maya, and Missy Elliott made it a Grammy winner in 2001. And the 6 ladies together brought the Grammy house down with a high-octane, well-choreographed performance of the song, complete with spiral staircases and flashy costumes. It was a winning medley of voice, style, and artistry that hasn't been matched since. This great Grammy matchup was brought to you by Match.com, the #1 site for love. Visit Match.com today.
Make this the year you find love. I'm relationship expert Dawn Yannick, and I want to tell you about a guide I've written for Match.com that will change the life of anyone who's looking for a meaningful relationship. It's called How to Find the Right Person in 90 Days, and it's based on the millions of successful relationships Match.com has inspired over the past 10 years. Now, Match.com wants you to have it free. Finding love is one resolution you can keep. Get started today at Match.com with our guide. Free. Visit Match.com for details.
We've all heard the saying, you get what you pay for. Even though it's true, shopping by price is very tempting. Is there really a quality difference that matters when building? Well, Terry Musteller of Lumberton, Mississippi sure thinks so. Terry called the General to report her General Steel building is still standing. Hurricane Katrina destroyed or severely damaged nearly every other building in town, but her building is looking as good as the day it was built. Terry's General Steel building houses her video store and has become the gathering point for hundreds of Lumberton residents offering air-conditioned relief. The General salutes those who were affected by the recent hurricanes as they rebuild. And we take pride that our buildings have stood up to the ultimate test for people like Terry. When it comes to your building project, isn't it good to know the quality of General Steel and that you can really get what you pay for? Call 866-90-STEEL and find out how affordable General Steel quality can be. The General's offering rebates up to $20,000, so call now, 866-90-STEEL. More than ever, if you need space, you need the General. Call 866-90-STEEL today.
James was a stockbroker making over 6 figures a year. He was looking forward to a comfortable retirement. Then the stroke happened. He could not go to work, so he was fired. His insurance dropped him. Then medical bills started piling up. He started putting his hospital bills on a credit card. The charges were massive. The outrageous interest and late fees got to be more than he could handle. Then he heard about Debt Relief of America. He called for a free consultation. He found out that Debt Relief of America could help him eliminate up to 60% of his credit card debt. Debt Relief of America saved him thousands of dollars. Now James is back on his feet, both with his health and his finances, thanks to Debt Relief of America. If your credit card debt is ruining your life, call Debt Relief of America for a free, no-obligation consultation. 800-732-7092. The call and consultation are free. Call 800-732-7092. 800-732-7092.
I'm Bonnie Bumpers with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by Land O'Lakes, all natural eggs. Add a little goodness to your day with Land O'Lakes natural farm fresh eggs, available at ground-shelled large and ground-shelled extra large. Land O'Lakes,
where simple goodness begins. Lower level of the Verrazano Bridge is doing a whole lot better. Early, a disabled vehicle has been cleared. In Brooklyn, outbound Gowanus BQE, right after the Brooklyn Bridge, a disabled vehicle is blocking the right lane there. Inbound heavy from 38th Street to Atlantic Avenue. Eastbound Cross Bronx is slow from the George Washington Bridge to Jerome Avenue. That's just volume. And in Morris County, New Jersey, eastbound on 80, only the left lane open past exit 47. It's that bus fire that is now out, but delays of over 7 miles into that area.
No.
Still 30-minute delays over at the Lincoln Tunnel, 10 at the Holland. The Imus in the morning forecast, mostly cloudy, maybe some showers, high mid-50s. Currently 47 degrees in Central Park. I'm Bonnie Bumpers with the Expressway Loop Center fan highway patrol.
On 23 after the hour here in the Imus morning program on the radio around the country and on MSNBC. Terry Bradshaw is coming up. Here now from Tucson, Arizona, my brother Fred Imus, sponsored by your Tri-State Jeep dealer. Happy birthday, Fred.
Hey, man, thanks a lot.
Fred's birthday was a couple days ago.
Yes, happy birthday belatedly.
And
very much.
Me and David and Wyatt all called him. And
that was actually sang happy birthday.
Oh, we did.
That sounded good.
Virgil barking in the background.
How was the dog?
Dog's fine. So, it's a very aggressive dog. You know.
I got an aggressive dog.
Well, this dog thinks he's like your dog, an attack German Shepherd, but he weighs 6 pounds. So, he's a Norfolk Terrier.
My dog had killed that dog in about 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
You know, hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah.
I mean, he would just grab that dog and shake it, and that dog's gone. That dog heaven.
Yeah, then your dog would have about 9 357 Magnums in him.
He'd shake it off.
Not to mention the owner.
I have a 357 too in my truck.
I got a 40-millimeter Glock. I'll put that in him too.
I've got a Uzi. I got a damn Uzi.
I got a 308 Sniper, Remington 700.
All right, you win. My man wins.
Yeah. Big games this weekend. Denver, New England. How do you see that?
I like New England.
Okay. Pittsburgh Colts.
Oh, man, that's a tough game. I like Pittsburgh, actually.
You do?
Yeah.
You know, the Fat Boy, that's his lock of the week.
It is?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Yeah, I like Pittsburgh in that game. I think they got to get it done this year, you know. I mean, they're running out of... It's time for them to do it.
Right.
Indy lost a couple of games they're used to losing, so it won't be any big deal for them to lose another one.
Carolina shouldn't even be allowed to have a football team. It's a basketball state.
That's what Chicago's going to say after they kick their ass.
Yeah. So.
And then Washington shouldn't even be in the playoffs. I mean, they just don't. Seattle will have no trouble with them.
It's unfortunate, but.
I mean, Washington couldn't win if Tony Stewart was up there driving his car.
Well, that's a NASCAR event, Fred.
Yeah, but Gibbs that's part of his deal too. You know?
No, I know that, but I mean.
If Tony Stewart was at quarterback driving his car, Washington wouldn't win.
I don't understand that. You, Charles?
No, I can't put it all together.
Between you and the Cardinal, the same half hour. By the way, Senator Kennedy had a good point.
Yeah, he's a man. This is a mean-spirited bastard. And you know, here's what I have wrong with these hearings. Like before these senators question Alito, they should make them say, "Look, I have no intentions of voting for you," and then start their questioning. Or they should say, "Okay, I have an open mind. I may or may not vote for you." But these Democrats going in there, we know they're never going to vote for him.
Right.
And it'll be about 3 months, and then women won't be able to kill their babies anymore.
Okay, friend. So you like Seattle, right? Anything else? Because we're kind of short on time here today.
That's right. How much time do I have?
You have about 30 seconds.
I've been trying to get the doctor for 2 days.
What's the matter?
Well, I took some Viagra just to see what would happen.
Sure.
And now I can't get close enough to my truck to open the door.
I'll talk to you later.
Here's what satisfied customers are saying about the winter sale, now on at Men's Warehouse.
George, this is Tony Bonacorso, a satisfied customer. I walked into the store because you guys were having a sale. I bought a couple of suits, shirts, sports jackets. It was a wonderful sale. I think I really got a wonderful, wonderful buy. I saved over $1,100.
Hi, George. My husband Don said, let's go. We heard about the sale on the radio that you're having right now. So we went in and we got more than we ever would have bargained for at any other store we could have ever gone to.
The Men's Warehouse Winter Sale, with savings of up to 50% on select styles, from corporate to casual. The only way to beat a Men's Warehouse price is
at the Men's Warehouse Winter Sale. I guarantee it. I'm George Zimmer, founder and CEO of Men's Warehouse.
The winter sale ends soon. 31 tri-state area stores. To reach the Men's Warehouse nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT. For the most exquisite jewelry and timepieces the world has to offer, visit Manfredi, the most trusted name on Greenwich Avenue for 18 years. Manfredi has a stunning selection of diamond engagement rings, anniversary rings, and right-hand rings by Hearts on Fire, the world's most perfectly cut diamond. Manfredi also offers 23 of the most luxurious timepiece collections, including Chopard, whose happy diamonds and exquisite timepieces adorn celebrities around the world. Gerard Perregaux, a true independent manufacturer, exacting watchmaking standards since 1791. Quorum, known for precision craftsmanship and distinctive daring design. And IWC, setting standards in technological development and high complications. Let Manfredi's diamond and timepiece experts help you select the perfect treasure for yourself or your loved one. Visit Manfredi at 121 Greenwich Avenue, Greenwich, Connecticut.
You know, football and television kind of just go together. A big screen HD TV is nothing more than a wide receiver. So we at PC Richard & Son would like to hand off a little advice. This year, to have the big screen for the big game, there's no need to fumble for an excuse. You save big at PC Richard & Son. Choose from the largest display of flat-panel plasma and LCD screens from the all-pro brands. And you know what? You don't have to go long. There's a PC Richard & Son center near you. In fact, you don't even have to hike down the road. It's a snap, because we deliver next day, 7 days a week, in time for the big game kickoff. And our team of professional installers complete the job for the perfect reception. So go for it this year. Catch the big game on a big screen TV from PC Richard & Son. Now here's the point after. No interest for 12 months on select HD TVs from Sharp, Samsung, JVC, Toshiba, Philips, and more. No interest for 12 months. That's long enough.
Tiger Ball presents Jerry Rice.
Starting at wide receiver.
Ready for some football.
All-time record holder and Tiger Bomb's biggest fan. Especially Tiger Bomb's new pain-relieving patch.
The patch works for me.
Just apply the advanced hydrogel patch and Tiger Bomb goes deep into aching muscles and joints. Tiger Bomb's been around almost as long as...
Hey, watch it, pal.
Number 80, Jerry Rice.
Take a tip from me. Go for the bomb, Tiger Bomb, and put the Tiger in your team. Available at drugstores everywhere.
Have you gone out on a Friday night lately? You may have noticed you're all alone. No lines at the multiplex. No dinner reservations needed. Creepy. And the reason? CBS Friday. 50 million viewers love Ghost Whisperer. 30 million have discovered Close to Home. And more than 50 million people can't get enough of numbers. No wonder traffic is so light. No wonder you can't get a date. But at least now you know why. Don't miss all new episodes CBS tonight.
31 after the hour here in the Imus morning program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. Please welcome now from Fox Sports one of the great football players of all time, Chuck.
Of all time.
Of all time.
You bet.
All time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
All time.
Terry Bradshaw. Good morning, Mr. Bradshaw.
Morning, Donnie.
How are you?
How you doing, little buddy?
I'm fine.
Charles?
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Charles. How's that brown spot on your nose, Charles?
It's getting bigger every day.
I'm sure it is.
You know, I don't know if I'd have gone there or not, Terry.
No, well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do, but
Hey, don't you look cute this morning with your little Mickey Mouse shirt on? How old are you, 80? Come as a child, and you will go as a child.
So I'm watching
I'm watching this. Look at this boy. What in the world is he thinking? But he's comfortable, so that's okay. That's all that matters.
I'm watching the Fox pregame show last week, as I always do.
Yeah, boy.
Because I'm a devoted fan.
Oh, you know what? Now, you're devoted to us. You're devoted to CBS.
No, I'm not devoted to CBS.
You're just a good guy. You're a good guy. You want everybody to like you, and that's good. And I believe that you watched, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
All right, good.
And I actually like Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, you would love. Have you met him?
No, I have not.
Yeah, Jimmy's good people.
I'm sure
Jimmy's a good guy. You'd enjoy being around Jimmy.
So then we get to the part, I like when Frank comes on because Frank's funny.
Fun is all get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have, and I like the 10 questions with Terry.
Yeah, well, that's history. You don't see that anymore.
Okay.
Never over with. I didn't like it, and it's over, and it's good.
We're never going to do it again?
Never going. It's no good. It's not good.
it has to be cut up too tight, and you can't see all the following and the intermingling, and so therefore it's not a good piece. Then we have fills up airtime, you know, for Scott Ackerson. And Scotty, if you're listening, I hope you are. Well, he's not listening. It's 5:30 out here. Ain't nobody up but me.
I liked it, though.
Okay. Well, I'm glad.
And then we have, so last Sunday we had the Terry Awards.
Right.
Kind of like Phil Simms' Iron Man Awards.
Now, hold it. If Phil Sim, he has his is sponsored, he produces it, I'm sure he gets a huge payday, such as how he does for his Tough Guy Awards.
Sure.
I'm the godfather of these awards. I started these awards.
All right.
Everybody copied me. You got it?
John Madden?
It's just, no, I copied John.
So I thought, well, Terry knows a little bit about football, a lot about football.
Yeah.
And I'd be kind of interested to see who actually would be the recipient of these various Terry Awards.
Right.
And then the actor Matthew McConaughey. McConaughey.
Right.
Now, let me just tell you something right now, and I'm comfortable saying this.
Okay.
That's a good-looking boy.
I'm going to tell you, I'm glad you brought that up.
Well,
because I'm actually sitting there doing these interviews with him, and he is a good dude. He's from Longview, Texas.
Right.
Got a ranch out in West Texas, home down in Austin, and dates a gal from Madrid, Spain. I mean, this is a good guy, loves his mom and his brothers.
Yeah.
Good people.
And,
but I'm interviewing him, and I'm thinking to myself, if I ever do switch, this is the guy I'm coming after right here.
That was clear.
Yeah.
that was clear. In fact, that was disturbing television to watch, my friend. In fact, you know that switch you're talking about?
Yeah, you think I've made it already?
We thought it might have taken place. And could you?
And I'm comfortable in saying this. I would be a powerful voice, don't you think?
Well, I expected you to mince over there and start licking on his face during the interview.
Yeah.
Well,
shoot, you know that Brokeback Mountain Part 2, man. Who knows?
So you're Terry Bradshaw.
Hey, you know what? You and I ought to do that second one. John Imus and Terry Bradshaw, the Iron-Man. Do you think Terry Bradshaw is his real life? I love you, dude. And God, what a couple of butt-ugly people we are.
Now, how did Matthew McConaughey happen to appear on Why This segment? And why now?
Why now? Well, the why now part, Terry Awards are always at the end of the year. That's the why now.
I know that.
Oh, that's not what you meant?
There's a lot of actors in Hollywood.
There's a movie with him.
Oh,
there's a movie coming out.
Oh, gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a movie coming out.
You weren't plugging a movie, too, were you slimeball?
No.
You are.
No, I don't. Hey, listen, don't you even talk to me about being a slimeball when it comes to promotion. My God, you got tattoos all over your body. Jet, Glow, Worldwide Telecom. I mean, give me a break. If you were one of those Spanish boxers, they wouldn't be able to hit you and see where to sew you up. You'd have so many tattoos on you. You know those guys come out with, triple day in on steps on the back of their... By the time, if they make it through 6 rounds, you can't make it out. They sweat it off.
Hey, what's the movie?
God.
What's the movie you all are in?
It's called Failure to Launch. I'm his father.
Right.
And a very powerful role, I do have to admit.
I saw a little clip.
You can laugh, you and Charles. And Charles, I swear, if you say you think bad about my acting, I will come on that. Oh, as a matter of fact, hey, you know what? I'll come down. I got to come to the premiere. It's in New York.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you should come.
Is Mr. McConaughey going to be here, too?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All of Sarah Jessica Parker is his love interest.
No.
And my girlfriend.
Who's his love interest?
What?
Who is his love interest?
Penelope Cruz. Have not met her.
Well,
I have not met her.
You mentioned Sarah Jessica Parker.
She's in it. Yeah, nice.
She's in a movie?
Huh?
That's a fugly girl.
Now, what is that? Fugly.
Well, I mean, she's just...
What?
She's just fugly.
She's ugly. Don't you say it?
Fugly.
I tell you what, I never thought of it as her ugly. She's too doggone nice to be ugly.
Well, I'm sure she is.
She's ugly. Jessica?
It's a mean thing to say, and
it's a terrible thing. I don't mind you saying it about me, but that's a good-looking gal.
I apologize.
Kathy Bates is my wife in this movie. Good-looking woman. Kathy, are you listening? A woman can kiss, Don.
Oh, I'll bet.
I tell you what, we got a couple of love scenes, me and Kathy in this movie. Hey, Bernard, you listening, boy? tell you what, I put it on her.
That's acting to kiss you.
Hey, I don't care. I did it, man. I opened the movie. I closed the movie.
We're talking with Terry Bradshaw on the big football weekend coming up this weekend. You want to talk about that at all? Or?
Sure, Washington. Washington at Seattle on Fox, of course.
Who wins that?
Seattle. Washington's offense. As you saw, did you watch any of that game last week?
I watched all of it.
Oh, boy, was that a struggle of love. Golly.
Well, they won.
Yeah, they won, but my God, 120 yards in offense. I've never seen a, and I don't know why. I mean, I looked at the tape of that game again, and I'm just, but golly, they didn't try anything. They didn't do anything. I think what happened, they realized that they would have to rely on their defense, and they got the turnovers, and they went into their deep defense mode and hoped they could run it a little bit and control it and keep pressure on young Chris. And by the way, tell Phil when you have him home next week that his boy did really good. I'm proud of him.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
You watched the game, right?
Right.
And then you had to go back and look at a tape of it?
Yeah. Well, I just did that on my own.
For what reason?
Just so that I spend 2 days a week just looking at tape.
Of a game you've already seen?
Right. Right. I have ADHD. I can't remember anything, Mike.
Oh. So the second time through, you gleaned something from it you didn't get the first time through?
You're not going to believe this, and I know your listeners aren't, but I actually take notes and sit there and break it down. I don't do all the games. I only do the big games, ones that I know that are important. The rest of them, if Detroit were playing Arizona last week on our show, I would have not looked at it. I would have not read anything about it other than what I got out of the newspaper, because it's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Does Fox have another game this weekend?
Yes, we do.
Which one is that?
I can't remember right now.
Is it Carolina?
Yeah, it's a lot of football. I don't like talking football.
No, I mean, I don't even know what you're saying.
I know. That's the whole point. That's why I do the pregame show the way I do it. Who understands it? People think I don't know. Every now and then I have to show off.
You have back to the fan business here in Hollywood. Talking with Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, by the way, let me say a special shout-out to Ed and Patty Gorn, okay? They watch this show all the time. Patty's in bed right now. She's not doing well. She just had her 40th birthday, getting ready to have her 5th child. So, Patty, congratulations. Ed, 71. God bless him.
Well, God bless Patty. What's the matter with her?
She's pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I hope she's all right.
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
Good morning, Patty. Love her. She's a sweet gal.
Now,
now she's going to have a fit.
You're doing a movie. If you're in Hollywood, you're doing a movie. You got Matthew McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Right. Why me?
Yeah. Hey, where does that come up? How does that come up?
There's no reason for me to do this movie. Matter of fact, I turned this movie down 3 times.
Oh, you did?
Didn't want to do it. I'm not an actor. I'm smart enough to know that. And I didn't want to take a month of my summer vacation and do this movie. And
where did they shoot it? Film it?
New Orleans.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. So I didn't want to do it, and finally it all started because the wardrobe lady, when they could not figure out who would be a good husband for Kathy Bates, and this gal said, I saw Terry Bradshaw on the Tonight Show, and he seems like he'd be great for this. And so that's really how it started, and then I didn't want to do it, and didn't want to do it, and didn't want to do it. And finally, Tom Dave, the director, flew to my ranch and brought along some actors with him and a tape machine and sat there and I did scenes for him. That's the only way. I wasn't going anywhere, wasn't auditioning, don't want to do it. I'm not an actor, see ya. It's just the way it is. And then I'm kind of, hey, you know what scares me? They do this thing in movies where they shoot the main scene and then they go around and shoot each individual person that talks in the scene, and then they do the close-up. Well, when I saw the close-ups, I realized just how ugly I am. I'm sitting there going, my God, y'all got any silk screen on those lenses? I mean, you talk about ugly. And I went, oh my God, you fat fart, look at you. I gotta go, you gotta weigh 140 to look like anything. Anyway, I would break into a sweat every time I hear them holler, all right, set up for the close-up. No, I don't want one.
Did you really have love scenes with Kathy Bates?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got 2 bed scenes. Well, I got a sofa scene.
Right.
Oh, I got a recliner chair scene. We were getting it on pretty good.
Did you get a boner when you were doing it?
No, I didn't get that. No.
Have you ever had one? Do you even get one anymore?
Can I get one?
Yeah.
You can hang about 4 big overcoats on it.
Hang your laundry on it.
Don't you worry about that, old man. And I'm not talking about medically induced, you know what I mean?
Well.
Yeah, I'm solid. Listen.
Well, watch the Sunday.
That's it right there, buddy.
Shut up. You're an idiot.
It's a weapon, man.
Well, watch the Sunday, thanks.
Oh, I hope so. Hey, happy holiday. I know it's a little late, but we haven't been on for a while, so...
Right.
Bernard, and of course Don. I guess we could do this again next week.
Yeah.
All right, I look forward to it.
Thanks, Terry.
Have a great week, everybody.
Terry Bradshaw here in the Imus One program.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round. They gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, leave this one alone. She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad.
Well, let me talk to you about NetJets. You want to get in touch with them, you call them at 1-877-NetJets, N-E-T-J-E-T-S. Or you can go to their website at netjets.com. Leave nothing to chance. Boy, they don't. NetJets is the worldwide leader in private aviation. They introduced fractional aircraft ownership in 1986. They continue to sell more fractional aircraft than all of their competitors combined. It's all the benefits of owning your own jet and more at a fraction of the cost. Pretty good idea, isn't it? NetJets offers 14 aircraft types of the safest, most reliable jets in every class. They average 4 years of age. NetJets has the largest fleet of private jets with over 600 aircraft under management. As a NetJets owner, you can interchange between aircraft types, using the one that most fits an individual trip. Downgrades are guaranteed. Upgrades are subject to availability. You have guaranteed availability of your jet with just 4 to 10 hours notice. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Each pilot is type rated in and flies only one aircraft type. NetJet's the most financially strong private aviation company in the world, owned and backed by Berkshire Hathaway. That's Warren Buffett's deal. They are committed to being the safest and most secure private aviation company in the world, run by Richard Santulli. NetJets, 1-877-NetJets, N-E-T-J-E-T-S. Hey, focus with me here a second. There are some things that should be left unsaid, but all I gotta say. It's high time somebody talked to you about the hair on your back, the arms, the legs. Basically, the hair's everywhere except on your head. Sexy is no longer you in that John Travolta suit. You're a gorilla. If you're tired of the King Kong look, call Laser Aesthetics at 1-866-HARRY-BOD. Laser Aesthetics has medical hair removal and vein centers throughout, this is sickening, throughout the entire tri-state area. Laser Aesthetics offers hair removal, vein treatment, skin resurfacing. Don't be embarrassed. I mean, look at you. It's confidential, it's easy, and I'm going to say, hey, guess who was in here? Laser Aesthetics. Call them at 1-866-HARRY-BOD. Because you are making people sick. I mean, come on here. It's not just Palmer-Good, it's Pomegranate, new from Modwalla. And it's waiting for you at your local retailer. Pomegranate has anthocyanins with antioxidant properties to help protect the body. Plus, it's a good source of potassium. Try all three deliciously nutritious varieties. Pomegranate juice, pomegranate mango, and pomegranate berry. I've tried them. They're delicious. at your local retailer, Odwalla, for everybody. Well, Chevy's lowered the sticker price, the MSRP and everything. Better believe that. Hey, go to Chevy.com and check it out for yourself. Still don't buy it, then go to Edmunds.com to get someone else's take. There's a page there called Head to Head where you can see how Chevy stacks up against the competition. What you'll find there might surprise you. Chevy is America's number one brand, is also America's number one value, Chevy. Choose from thousands of best-selling audiobooks and classic radio shows at SoundsGood.com. The Internet's premier site for great audio on CD, cassette, or download. SoundsGood.com. Sounds good to me.
It's the NFL playoffs on FAN. Tomorrow, the action begins at 4 p.m. as the Seattle Seahawks host the Washington Redskins. Then at 8 p.m., it's the New England Patriots visiting the Denver Broncos. Sunday, it's another big doubleheader beginning at 12:30 as Pittsburgh travels to Indianapolis, followed immediately by Carolina at Chicago. It's 4 big games on one weekend, all here on your flagship station for the NFL and Super Bowl 40, The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
What is it, Bob?
You can take
this job. Take this job and shove it. So you're quitting, huh?
Yep.
I bet you're going to start your own business.
Right.
What do you know about starting a business? You're going to buy a business, start from scratch. How about startup money?
Well...
You even know where to get startup money?
My brother...
Got a business plan? Can't raise money to start a business without a business plan.
I can't?
You're pathetic. You need Bruce Berman's book. It's called I Got Here, You Can Too. A master's course in becoming a millionaire. Want to be a millionaire, Bob?
That's the idea.
Then you got to buy his book. It shows exactly how Berman made a fortune in business and how you can too. Want a profitable business, Bob?
Uh-huh, sure.
Thanks, Bob. This is Bruce Berman. If you want to make $5, $10, even $15,000 a month right now from the comfort of your own home, then you don't have to buy my book. I will give you a free copy of my book and my Making Money CD. That's over $100 value. This limited time free offer is available only on my website, 3bruce.com. That's number 3, bruce.com. That's the number 3, bruce.com. You could be making money within 30 days, guaranteed. So log on to 3bruce.com now.
7 till the hour here on the I'm Still Morning program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. Amy Robach and Randy Meyer are coming up to do the news at 9 a.m. Eastern Time here on MSNBC, and then take you through the morning with everything that's going on in the world. Also want to tell you about some special programming that they're going to run here on Friday nights at 9 p.m. till midnight for the next 5 weeks on MSNBC. Leading up to the Olympics, they're going to have some of the great taped programming that they run on weekend nights. Scott Hooker and his team have done apparently a great job with these programs and want to give the people who watch during the weeknights the opportunity to see what the folks have been watching on the weekends. Rita, Joe, and Tucker will contribute to other primetime shows on Fridays and will be standing by in case of obviously breaking news, that sort of thing. What they're going to do, they're going to run a 3-hour block on MSNBC that kicks off tonight at 9 p.m., beginning with MSNBC Investigates, Lockup, Return to Rikers Island at 9 p.m., followed by MSNBC Investigates, Lockup, NC Women's Prison, and that's at 10 p.m. You got to see one of them women's prisons deal, right, sir?
Exactly.
Have you ever seen any of these?
I saw both of the prison documentaries.
They're good, aren't they?
They are excellent.
And City and Fear, Son of Sam, 11 p.m. on MSNBC. 6 till the hour, Senator Edward Kennedy here with us this morning, and guess you're a Redskins fan, right?
Oh, yes, of course. But, of course, I have to, not if they're playing New England, of course.
What?
Not when they're playing New England, of course.
Right.
Because Boston, all that sort of thing.
Sure.
Speaking of football, could I possibly get the contact information for Mr. Bradshaw, a phone number or email, something like that?
Why?
I may have a job for him. If this Alito thing goes to a filibuster, that bastard would be marvelous on the Senate floor. He could talk for 6 days.
Well, yes, he could.
Might call him.
Yeah. And the big guy with the Fat Boy Lock of the Week is Pittsburgh going into Indianapolis and winning that game. Is that right?
That is right, my friend.
The Fat Boy Lock of the Week.
The Colts are going down like Joe Ganascoli.
Wait a second. You mean Fat Vito?
Yeah, not Mr. Ganascoli.
Well, the character he plays.
Okay, well...
But you said the actor, not the character.
Yeah.
You just maligned. You just slandered a good man.
Yeah.
How is it slandering him?
Well, coming from a man who's wearing a 7X sweatshirt,
you called him a queer.
Yeah, that's essentially what you
Talking
did.
about this character on the show.
No, it didn't sound that way to us.
No, Vito is the character.
Yeah.
Screw you all.
You're a fat queer.
This new year, put meeting the love of your life at the top of your list.
New Year's Eve day, I said, I'm ready for eHarmony. I decided I really wanted to find a long-term relationship.
Hi, this is Dr. Neil Clark Horn, founder of eHarmony.com. There's no experience more magical than falling in love with that one person in the world that sees you, accepts you, and loves you passionately for who you really are.
He loves me for me.
She sees me more for who I really am.
Being seen and loved for who I am is incredible. eHarmony helped me find the love of my life.
Make this the year that it happens for you. Log on to eHarmony.com today and receive our new compatibility profile that will tell you all about the type of person with whom you're going to be most compatible. That's a $50 value at no charge. eHarmony.com. Visit us today.
Will be an everlasting love for me.
Welcome back. We're talking with Byron Udell, founder of AccuQuote, the man who's been saving people a fortune on their life insurance for almost 20 years. Byron, how do you do it?
It's easy. Right over the phone, we compare the rates and features of hundreds of life insurance products. Then we recommend the best values.
How much can you really save?
We've helped tens of thousands of people save up to 70%. For example, a healthy 40-year-old can buy $500,000 of 10-year term for less than $20 a month. And there are now term policies that guarantee your money back, even if you don't die.
Sounds like the place to go if you're looking for life insurance.
It really is. One simple 5-minute call could save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
Well, to find out how much you can save, call 800-500-3353 or visit AccuQuote.com. Again, that's 800-500-3353. 800-500-3353.
Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state. IKEA Helpline.
Hi. I just wanted to let you know I'm really trying to get to the winter sale this year.
I don't blame you. We have 10 to 50% off select items throughout the store. It only happens twice a year, and it's ending soon,
Just don't close, okay? I'm a procrastinator, I know, but I'm coming in right now.
Ma'am, I hear sirens. Is everything okay?
Are you kidding me? 10 to 50% off throughout the store? I'd say that's better than okay. I'm not going to miss it, am I?
No, the sale ends Monday. You should hurry in soon, but it's not like you have to arrange a police escort or anything.
Oh, boy, this is going to be awkward.
The IKEA Winter Sale ends Monday, January 16th. An event so big it happens only twice a year. Don't miss savings of 10 to 50% on select items throughout the store. Get there any way you can. Free shuttle service from New York to IKEA Elizabeth. Call 800-BUS-IKEA. Plus, get a new IKEA credit card applying store online or by phone, subject to credit approval. The Winter Sale at IKEA. How will it affect you? Visit IKEA in Paramus, Elizabeth, or Hicksville. Offer valid on in-stock merchandise only. Not valid at IKEA Stoughton. Not all offers valid at IKEA Direct. Other restrictions apply. See store or IKEA.com for details. Some products require assembly.
Smithfield Premium Deli Hams and your ShopRite Deli have let the word out. There's a super party planned at your home Sunday, February 5th, the day of the big game in Detroit. When your friends hear about your new Sharp Aqua 37-inch high-definition liquid crystal television, they'll be arriving early. This party can happen if you enter ShopRite's Big Game Sweepstakes. You'll have the opportunity to win the Sharp Aqua 37-inch liquid crystal TV with a picture that is bigger, brighter, and more breathtaking than ever before. And a fabulous lunch buffet courtesy of ShopRite. 7 other lucky winners will receive Sharp 27-inch flat-screen TVs or Sharp audio shelf systems. Look for details in the ShopRite Deli. And while you're there, remember, there's just nothing on earth like a Smithfield Premium Deli Ham, period. Who can top Smithfield's line of premium deli hams? They come in a variety of flavors like traditional cooked, smoked Virginia, and honey. These popular hams are all 97% fat-free and 100% delicious. Smithfield hams are available sliced to order at the deli counter. Smithfield handcrafted hams taste the tradition. Entry deadline is January 21st, 2006. No purchase necessary. ShopRite, always fresh, always for less.
This is the Imus in the Morning radio program. On WFAN New York, it is 9 o'clock. Time for Imus in the Morning News. Some of the local developments. The latest on the death of little Ms. Marie Brown. New York City's Children's Services officials are admitting they failed, and horribly so, the 7-year-old murdered so mercilessly by her stepfather, evidently, according to police. An allegation of abuse was actually under investigation in this case by caseworkers, at least a dozen of whom had been involved in the case. But the commissioner of Children's Services, John Mattingly, says the girl's family ignored repeated telephone calls from caseworkers and even had turned some of them away at the door when they had tried to get there to see what was going on.
Assistant Brooklyn DA Ama Dimwa said the little girl endured unbelievably humiliating treatment.
She didn't even have the right to use the proper bathroom. She was forced to use a litter box. She was forced to eat cat food because there was no other food for her.
And then in the end, Ms. Marie's father allegedly killed her during a dispute over something as harmless as yogurt, which her parents, according to prosecutors, gave to their 5 other children but refused to give Ms. Marie. Her stepfather, Cesar Rodriguez, reportedly beat her mercilessly, plunged her head into a bathtub of cold water, and smashed her skull against either the faucet or a hard tile wall, according to police.
Stop this.
And emaciated Ms. Marie was found dead of a fresh head wound Wednesday morning on the floor of the Bed-Stuy apartment where she had been repeatedly beaten and tied to a wooden chair, and thus is the end of a terribly sad, unbelievably horrible life.
Horrific.
Weighed 37 pounds, 7 years old.
Oh, Jesus, God.
I know. Astonishing. And so it's going to lead, obviously, to some major changes within the, one would hope, within the Children's Services Administration. Police in the Bronx are investigating possible human remains, including, perhaps, a human head in a wooded area of Van Cortlandt Park just off the Deegan. Police used rakes and such tools in the park and carried away sealed bags filled with items they had removed from there. A cashier at a nearby gasoline station said police had found this human head, although police will not comment on their find or what the state of the investigation is at this point.
I would find a little head in the Bronx.
A Brooklyn principal has been reassigned after some teachers said she gave him a peek at a state reading exam and asked the teachers to share answers with students. Daily News, it says the principal of School 58 gave teachers material from a practice exam, not realizing the information would be on the real test, though. We'll have more news coming up, our national and world headlines, in just a little bit. It's now 3 minutes after the hour.
We're fueling up at the Starbucks in the base lodge at Wyndham before hitting the terrain park. Hi, can I take your order? I was distracted by the guy putting the final touches on a grande hot chocolate. A virtual mountain of white, fluffy cream that spiraled all the way to its summit. Miss? And for a few moments, I could have sworn I was already up there. It was mountain time. Would you like another minute to decide? No, I think it's time. I'll just take the hot chocolate.
When you get to Wyndham Mountain, you'll know it's mountain time. 42 gorgeous trails with 98% snowmaking coverage, a radical snow park, jib park, and incomparable guest services. All just 2.5 hours from the New York metro area. Book your entire trip online at WyndhamMountain.com. Wyndham Mountain. Make every moment count.
When your car needs an oil change, the best way is Expressway. It's the best expert oil change that's worth more than you pay. At Expressway, drive through center stop. There's no appointment, no delay. For convenient expert oil change, the best way is Expressway. For convenient expert oil change, the best way is Expressway.
When you spend $20,000, $30,000, or $40,000 in a new car, you want it to last, and that's why you should use Expressway Lube Centers. Every Expressway oil, lube, and filter change is 100% manufacturer warranty approved, and Expressway uses quality Castro motor oil for maximum engine protection against sludge buildup. So remember to bring your car to an Expressway Lube Center every 3,000 or 4,000 miles for a 100% manufacturer warranty approved oil change.
For a convenient expert oil change, the best way is Expressway.
Expressway, long live your car.
5 minutes after the hour in the Imus-1 program on the radio around the country. And on MSNBC, I've just learned that the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund has raised over $600,000 since Tuesday, Charles. And they have received a number of several big pledges totaling several $100,000.
That's good.
So,
all right.
It appears we would be
on our way?
On our way to raising $10 million for them.
Good.
And I whined about it all week. Well, not whined about it, but...
No, you've educated about it. How about that?
It's
whining.
No better place for your money to go than to take care of these kids.
Certainly not.
Get discarded and have since the Civil War. So, time for some news now. And here that is Charles McCord. Senator Edward Kennedy remains with us here this morning, who apparently had nothing to do.
Oh, I have plenty to do. Yeah. Trust me, but I feel I can accomplish much more here with your audience, and thank you for that.
Yeah.
The visibility and all that sort of thing that I can do doing what I normally do back in the Senate, or my Senate office, which is drink, smoke cigars, and fondle the young interns.
Here's Chuck.
Samuel Alito.
I was mostly joking, of course.
Mostly. Appeared headed for the High Court after completing 3 days of interrogation without serious misstep. Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee made a final stab at challenging Alito on presidential powers, death penalty, and some other stuff, but their efforts even sometimes seemed half-hearted, in the words this morning of the Washington Post, and even the most liberal advocacy groups acknowledged privately they see very slim hopes of preventing the confirmation later this month in the full Senate of Judge Alito. Alito continued to defend his record and judicial philosophy yesterday, again vowed to be his own person on the High Court, and praised the person he hopes to replace, the retiring Justice Sandra Day O'Connor.
I would try to emulate her dedication and her integrity and her dedication to the case-by-case process of adjudication, which is what I think the Supreme Court and the other federal courts should carry out.
Democrats continue to try to stick something on him, though. New York Democrat Chuck Schumer said he remains, in fact, even at this late point, very troubled by Alito's judicial record.
That you believe the Constitution does not protect a woman's right to choose. It's a record that suggests you believe in an executive branch so powerful that it would trump other branches of government.
Senator Kennedy is in the news, actually, this morning. Senator, your office yesterday, I understand, defended your membership in what is described in the paper this morning as an elitist, all-male club when you were at Harvard, insisting that it had no bearing on your bid to portray Supreme Court nominee Samuel Alito as linked to a possibly bigoted club that concerned alumni of Princeton Club some years ago. Apparently there's a suggestion, at least, that there could be just a hint of hypocrisy in your position regarding Judge Alito, his possible association with a club of question, and your participation in an all-male club in your days at Harvard.
What say you, Senator?
Let me just say this. Kiss my ass, Charles. This is hearsay. This is coming from Republicans. So immediately you have to cast doubt upon that. And it was not the same kind of club as this CAP that Alito joined, this Aryan race thing that he was in, this child pornography ring that he was involved in, and we're going to find proof of that.
Oh, yeah.
Where they took babies and burned them with sticks. This is a whole different sort of thing. So don't try to compare this to a bunch of people in Princeton who used to take old women and hold their heads underwater and drown them. This is all documented, or will be soon.
So the search for evidence goes on. Okay. Well, I just thought that was interesting. Perhaps you might have some interest in it. Britain's chief diplomat says the nuclear standoff with Iran has to be resolved peacefully. The Foreign Secretary, Jack Straw, says nobody's talking war. Iran has sparked an international uproar, though, with its defiant decision of this week to resume research, which other countries, including the United States, fear will lead to nuclear weapons in the hands of Tehran. Straw tells the BBC that if Iran doesn't back down, it could risk sanctions by the UN, but he says military action is not being considered. U.S. Secretary of State Dr. Condoleezza Rice said Iran has chosen confrontation with the international community over cooperation and negotiation.
We're gravely concerned by Iran's long history of hiding.
What happened to Dr. Rice?
Oh, well, that's a joke. Come on.
She could use a big, long missile.
That'll be fine.
Girl was wound a little tight.
Yeah.
Well, Iran defiant today, saying that they simply will increase the pace of their research and stop all cooperation with the IAEA if, in fact, they are referred to the United Nations Security Council for possible sanctions.
Oh, sure.
So they're just saying, essentially, fine, bring it on. Muslims in the country of Saudi Arabia are in disagreement over who's to blame for yesterday's tragedy in which they've increased the death toll now. It was 345 earlier. It's now 367, I believe. 367 people.
Oh, what are these nuts doing now?
Died in a stampede on the last day of the Hajj, the annual pilgrimage, to Mecca.
Does that happen like on an annual basis?
Just about. You're right,
like
Bernie.
hundreds of people. It's not like 2 people died and 10 were injured. It's hundreds of people get killed.
You know, you're absolutely right. In fact, the worst one, I think, if I recall, was something like 1,400. 1,400 were killed. Well, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia...
I'm not laughing. I don't think it's funny at all.
That doesn't sound like it.
Well, shut up, you little midget.
Jesus, you're laughing.
No, I mean, it's incredulous. I mean, I'm incredulous.
The kingdom believes that
It's heartbreaking.
unruly pilgrims are to blame for the disaster during this ritual where millions of people were trying to make their way onto a single bridge.
You can't be an unruly pilgrim.
No. To toss stones at 3 pillars that represent the devil.
They need no unruly pilgrim.
That's a bad job out of them.
That's a horrible job out of them.
Terrible job, Mike.
The Crown Prince says it was pilgrims who defied rules and shunned advice to perform the ritual across the entire course of a day rather than everybody trying to jam into this joint at once.
And then it'll be a similar situation tonight at Eddie Scazzeri's Big Fun Ticket.
Oh, many unruly pilgrims will be there.
Oh, my God.
It'll be an unruly pilgrimage.
That is like an annual event. Yeah. Thousands of people trying to jam into a single place at one time.
Hey, Rick, we got to see it all in a minute.
Everybody coming over to Scazzeri to pay homage to him.
Sure.
When you get done.
Or to stone him.
Right. Or hold him up. Oh, the emperor's falling. Pick him up.
Unbelievable.
We didn't need you right now. We didn't need you now. I wanted to talk to you about these, I've been promoting this morning I got your note here on the women's, I'm talking to Rick Kaplan. I got your note here on what the hell have you got on this one? You smell good.
Yeah, you do.
So you got to get around, you got to get aroused, you know that?
You smell nice.
You smell,
I don't need to hear this.
Boy.
You're running these,
This portion of the Imus show brought to you by the movie Brokeback Mountain.
you're running these documentaries, these women's prison deals. They're good. Have you seen them? Of course you have.
He's been in them.
What?
He started.
Good. That's a pretty good idea.
Prisoner number 4232, Kaplan. Open the door.
Rick Kaplan will be doing sports for us. You still up for that? Yeah. Okay. Hey, Chris, when's the next time you plan on being off?
Sometime in the summer.
We need you to take off a day so Kaplan can do sports with us.
Oh, pull my arm, twist it.
That can't happen. No.
Come on up on 14 after the hour.
Club 3, where supersized stars try to trim their flabby physiques with Kelly LeBrock, Chastity Bono, Tempest Bledsoe, Countess Vaughn, Jeff Conway, Bruce Valanche, Bizarre, and Young MC. Then, Flavor Flav is looking for love. 20 lovely ladies will compete for his affections, but only one will get to savor the flavor of love. There's no place like Celebrity. All new episodes this Sunday at 9, 8 Central, only on VH1.
No matter what you do, work can be stressful. And all that stress might cause you to grind your teeth at night. So why not go out and buy yourself a doctor's night guard, the dental protector you wear at night to cushion and save your teeth. Put all that grinding to a stop. Just like that. Relieve the nightly grind with the doctor's night guard. Now available in 3 sizes at Walgreens and other fine stores.
Imus! When the biggest names in rock and rap were asked to join forces to create newly inspired versions of their biggest hits, Jay-Z and Linkin Park jumped at the chance. They entered the studio and re-recorded bits and pieces of their songs mixed together. One of those mashed-up versions, Numb Encore, could now mean Grammy Gold for the rapper and rock band come February 8th. This great Grammy matchup was brought to you by Match.com, the #1 site for love. Visit Match.com today. Make this the year you find love. I'm relationship expert Dawn Yannick, and I want to tell you about a guide I've written for Match.com that will change the life of anyone who's looking for a meaningful relationship. It's called How to Find the Right Person in 90 Days, and it's based on the millions of successful relationships Match.com has inspired over the past 10 years. Now, Match.com wants you to have it free. Finding love is one resolution you can keep. Get started today at Match.com with our guide, free. Visit Match.com for details. The following is an OnStar conversation.
OnStar Emergency, this is Edwina.
I knew this would happen someday. My granddaughter locked my keys in my car.
Sure, blaming it on the granddaughter.
Well, I shut the door. I guess it's my fault.
You remember your security PIN number?
775.
OnStar can send a signal to unlock your doors in most cases.
How old is your granddaughter?
6.
Oh, dear. You know, it's funny, tonight we had a couple call in. She blamed it on her kids, and they yelled from the back seat. No, we didn't.
The peace of mind OnStar offers is more affordable than you might think.
There you go. It's open. Give it a try.
Yeah, I heard it. This is the coolest thing ever. The lady opened our car. I told my wife. Thank you.
You have a great weekend.
The first year of OnStar service is included on new OnStar-equipped GM vehicles, and unlimited use of all safety and security services costs only $16.95 plus tax per month after that. OnStar by GM. To experience OnStar, press your blue button or visit OnStar.com.
Tiger Balm presents Jerry Rice.
Starting at wide receiver.
I'm ready for some football.
All-time record holder and Tiger Balm's biggest fan. Especially Tiger Balm's new pain-relieving patch.
The patch works for me.
Just apply the advanced hydrogel patch and Tiger Balm goes deep into aching muscles and joints. Tiger Balm's been around almost as long as...
Hey, watch it, pal.
Number 80, Jerry Rice.
Take a tip from me. Go for the balm, Tiger Balm, and put the tiger in your team. Available at drugstores everywhere. And now for the bonus round. If a triangle is happy and a square is sad, what is a rectangle? Disappointed. Correct. What's the square root of orange? Turquoise. Correct. About how many business days does it take Netflix to deliver DVDs right to your door? 1.
Correct. Choose your movies online and Netflix.com will deliver them in about 1 business day. All the movies you want starting at only $9.99 a month and absolutely no late fees. Netflix.com. It's that easy. DVDs at a time varies by program.
Somebody bumpers at the Expressway Lube Center Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by Comtrex. Comtrex Deep Chest Cold has an ingredient specifically designed to break up stubborn chest congestion and relieve sore throats and coughing. Comtrex knocks out every kind of cold symptom. Accident cleared at the inbound Gowanus BQE, but traffic is still slow from 38th Street into Atlantic Avenue. Up to the Bronx, southbound on the Major Deacon, disabled vehicle being cleared at West 167th Street. Over to New Jersey, southbound on the Garden State Parkway before exit 159 in Saddlebrook. There's a crash on the right shoulder, and westbound on 280 right before the Sickle Drawbridge. Accident takes out the right lane there. 30-minute delays at the Lincoln Tunnel, 10 at the Holland. Doing much better now at the George Washington Bridge. And alternate side of the street parking rules are back in effect today. The honest in the morning forecast, mostly cloudy, maybe a shower, high temperature in the mid-50s, but lots of rain coming in tomorrow. 44 degrees and partly cloudy skies in Central Park. I'm Bonnie Bumpers with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol.
20 minutes after the hour, I heard the Army Somewhere program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. Well, Mike Lupica was good this morning. Terry Bradshaw was good. Cardinal was good. Senator Kennedy was good. Fred was pretty good. Did I say Fred? And again, the guy in the Sopranos was good, too. What a nice guy he is. Joseph Gandascoli with his new book, A Meal for...
Very nice.
A Meal to Die For, a nice man.
Yeah. Formerly Fat Joe.
Formerly Fat Vito from the Sopranos, but he's still on. Poor guy, though, looked like one of those penguins from the March of Penguins trying to walk out of here with his hair.
He did, yeah. He looked from behind, he looked like Rita Cosby.
going to the, yes, he did. Wasn't Rick calling, hey, Rita, yo, Rita. And he's going to the hospital for special surgery to get that taken care of, so. And the big fun ticket tonight, Eddie Scazzeri's fun ticket. Eddie Scazzeri, of course, is a producer at WFAN in New York. And when Eddie's wife goes out of town, Eddie describes that as a fun ticket, and these events are planned months in advance. And Eddie emails everybody on the planet and invites them to this fun ticket, which happens at a Manhattan restaurant bar deal. That will be happening tonight. Where is it tonight, Lou?
Upper East Side.
Upper East Side. And Tracy, will you be attending that?
No, I will not, Mr. Honest.
Were you invited?
Of course.
Uh-huh.
He's very good friends with the bartenders.
Eddie is?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, they know him. He's like Norm from Cheers.
Except he doesn't get out that much.
Nope. No, not every day like Norm.
Why does he know him?
Because of the times he's been there. He's there all day. He'll be there early today. He'll be there before everybody.
Oh, he will?
Yeah, sure. He'll be the first guy. The second he can get off the board, he'll be there.
And how long does it take him to get drunk?
About 40 minutes.
At the most. Then he goes home, and then he's not there at his own party.
He's not?
No. They walk him around the block a few times, buy him a cup of coffee, and then they send him on his way. They hope that he makes it. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're a liar.
You're
a fat liar.
A little wrong.
No, Lou, now Lou. Come on, Lou. That's exactly what happened.
You're partially wrong.
We don't give him coffee.
I'll call him in the morning.
You buy him pizza.
Will there be any women there?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Women love Eddie.
Not with these guys, but
No.
there'll be women there.
No, I mean that are involved in the fun night.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Where are they from?
All over. I mean,
A couple of clubs nearby.
Oh.
You got to tip them afterwards, but...
$20 a dance, but, you know.
This is Ed. He's very nice. Dance with him.
And you're going, right, Lou?
Hi, Bambi. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, you're there.
Oh, I can't wait.
Bernie?
Kidding, it's a highlight.
No, I'm not into, you know.
Okay.
I'd rather just as soon stay home and watch porno and drink in solitude.
I wasn't even invited. Were you invited, Charles?
No.
Senator Kennedy, I don't imagine you were invited, were you?
I wouldn't show up if I did 40 minutes to get drunk. The man is not trying. There's no effort there. I can imagine these girls that are showing up, too.
Yeah.
You get a half an hour and no kissing on the lips.
What's going on in the world of scum, Tracy?
Well, I'm sponsored by Odwalla, nourishing the body whole. Smoothies that are delicious and good for you. Try the new pomegranate flavor, available at your local retailer,
You know,
Odwalla.
I've tried that pomegranate stuff.
It's good, isn't it?
It really is good.
Oh, my gosh.
All natural ingredients.
Love it.
Odwalla.
Oof.
Yeah.
Kate Moss and Lindsay Lohan stunned male fans when they started performing a steamy lesbian pole dance together at Scores the other night.
Yeah, that's 2 days ago.
Back up. They alternately use each other for poles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's press on
Is
here.
the thing on?
Okay.
Hello?
A shrimp of a hibachi chef. Well, this poor little guy, he tossed a shrimp at a man who was eating at a Japanese steakhouse, and ultimately it led to the man dying.
What?
Yes, he and his wife has filed a $10 million lawsuit. Jerry Coladas wrenched his neck when he ducked to avoid the shrimp being tossed at the Benihana restaurant at Muncie Park, according to his attorney. Months afterwards, he wrenched his neck, and then he had to go into the hospital, and he died. And they said it's all due to ducking from the shrimp.
There's Eddie Scazzeri now, too. Where are you, Eddie?
I'm driving into work, sir.
Yeah, you stop at the bar first. Hi, Sean.
And where's your wife?
Nashville, Tennessee.
All right.
She's there now.
Yeah.
Okay. To what extent does she know about this fun night?
She probably knows that I go out. She probably doesn't know that I've been planning it for about 6 months.
Oh, she doesn't?
No, probably not.
Okay.
She doesn't know that for 10 years you've been doing this fun, quote-unquote, fun ticket thing.
Yeah.
She has no clue.
Well,
Because
probably
you're
not,
whipped.
no.
You're whipped, and you won't tell her.
Yeah, pretty much. That's accurate.
Does she listen to the radio station?
No,
She doesn't.
not at all.
Okay.
Well, she only speaks Filipino.
doesn't speak Chinese, but she does speak English, Don, but nice try.
So does Russo.
Why doesn't she listen to the station?
Just doesn't have any interest, I guess.
Okay. Does she have any interest in what you do for a living?
Only that I bring home a check every 2 weeks. That's about it.
Right. What does she do?
She is a creative memories consultant. It's a home-based business.
Right. And she's at Nashville to do what?
They're having their national convention there.
Oh, okay. How long would she be gone?
Till Sunday.
Okay.
That's Filipino for fun ticket.
What do we owe this call to?
Well, just make sure that you knew that you were more than welcome to attend.
It's too late now, Eddie.
Why?
Why? Brad can bring you right over. He'll be there.
Oh, it's not too late.
Yeah, Brad's coming.
Oh, Brad will be there.
Brad
will be the second guy to show up.
Here's what Brad has to hope. That I don't call him to do something. In fact, what I'm going to do...
You just got your fun ticket punched.
Being arrested at midnight again. Damn.
I'll have 2, 3... Oh, no. Oh, my God. Where? It's in which pocket? Oh, no. Well, if I get on the east side, I can find them.
Hey, Lou, what's the name of the bar where this thing is going to be?
If you think I'm saying that on the air, you're crazy.
But you want people to show up.
Sure, I'm one of the 100,000 people there.
One special night on January 19th at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in New York City, WFAN, Big Blue Travel, and Bergdorf Realtors, ERA, present some of the greatest giant running backs to play the game. Join us for WFAN's Running Back in Time, honoring the careers of O.J. Anderson, Rodney Hampton, Joe Morris, Frank Gifford, Tucker Frederickson, Lon Johnson, and Rob Carpenter. Join us for dinner, a Q&A session with the running backs, and a special multimedia presentation highlighting the on-field accomplishments of the running backs. And top the evening off with a complimentary autograph signing session. It'll be a night to remember for any Giants or football fan. Tickets are only $199 per person. Call 212-BIG-BLUE or go to BigBlueTravel.com for more information. Only a limited number of VIP seats are available, which includes a private cocktail.
Technicians will perform up to 30 minutes of computer diagnostics on your car. Maybe there's nothing wrong, but why take a chance when gas prices are cutting into your meal money? There's no one who can find and fix problems better than AMCO. They've been the transmission experts for over 40 years. They earned your trust and they'll keep learning it. For a job done right, guaranteed at a price that's right, it's AA-MCO. One more time, AA-MCO. Additional charges are likely to apply for additional diagnostic time at the normal rate. See participating center for details.
Harmony, I decided I really wanted to find a long-term relationship.
I Hi, this is Dr. Neil Clark Warren, founder of eHarmony.com. There's no experience more magical than falling in love with that one person in the world that sees you, accepts you, and loves you passionately for who you really are.
He loves me for me.
She sees me more for who I really am.
Being seen and loved for who I am is incredible. eHarmony helped me find the love of my life.
Make this the year that it happens for you. Log on to eHarmony.com today and receive our new compatibility profile that will tell you all about the type of person with whom you're going to be most compatible. That's a $50 value at no charge. eHarmony.com. Visit us today.
This will be an everlasting love for me.
How can a child abused by his father, who escapes poverty to become a lawyer, marries a troubled woman, causes civil war with his election, loses 2 children and suffers depression, become one of our greatest presidents ever? Lincoln, he fought 2 wars. One was in his head. This Monday night at 8, 7 Central on the History Channel. The Real Abe. Honest.
At CompUSA, we get how to start the new year off right with 2 days of 12-hour savings at our 2-day sale event. From 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Sunday and Monday, you'll find amazing deals. Sign up with T-Mobile and get the Motorola Razr free. Or ring in the new year with the Samsung A900 Blade, Sprint's hottest new phone, for only $99. Only at CompUSA. We got it, we get it. All offers after activation savings and rebates requires new in-store activation on rate plans at $39.99 or higher or qualified upgrades. See store for details.
It is 33 minutes past the hour here in the Imus in the Morning program. Bob Grant, who's a fairly well-known talk show host, certainly here in the New York area and probably around the country, isn't he, Charles?
Yeah, I would suppose. Not so much around the country.
Well, mostly here in New York.
To some degree. He's a
But,
pioneer.
Mr. Grant is signing off today.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. No, he's on, what station is he on? WOR. Been on for, he's 76. And that's it.
That's enough. Out the house.
Still in pretty good shape, though, isn't he?
You know, I honestly don't know.
He still sounds good.
He still has it. You know, you can tell a little bit that he's old, but I mean, mentally, he's got all his faculties. And he's as nasty as ever, you know, which is great.
Get off there!
You scumbag!
Get off my program!
What country are you from? Where's that accent?
I don't think I've ever heard him.
Let's be heard.
Funny.
But he's, well, good for him. Nice man, I guess. But I don't think this is it for him. Who knows what he's going to do?
Nah, it's over.
It should be over.
Yeah, he's going to Florida.
I mean, go down to Boca Raton and,
that's it. Go hang out with David Dinkins.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Maybe not Mayor Dinkins.
Go feed the pigeons with the former mayor.
I mean, when we're ready for this, would you, Lou? Oh.
Okay.
Anyway, 25 till the hour. So we're off Monday for Martin Luther King Day. And we'll rack it up again Tuesday.
All right. Yeah.
Blindness through White Boy Pig Feast Supreme will be on Tuesday.
God bless him.
You know, some just
blind.
Well,
I can't think of a more fitting tribute to the late Dr. King than Pig Feet. Mississippi white boy.
Right.
Free.
Well, disturbing news about Blind, and that is that I asked him when he was on the other day if he'd ever been in prison.
Right.
And he said, well, yes, once for attempted adultery.
Yeah.
But we've discovered that he's done some time for slightly more serious offenses than that.
There are a million little pieces there.
Yeah, murder, for one.
Legitimate.
Yeah, so.
That's...
But apparently there were some circumstances involving this that maybe he'll clear up. You know?
All right.
And then, of course, he'll sing the blues. That's primarily what his situation is. It's the blues.
Yeah.
So, give me an update of what's going on, Chuck, so just pretend I'm interested.
Okay, I'll pretend you're interested. I just noticed here, I-Man, Reuters gave a breakdown on how many people have died in the conduct of the Islamic Hajj across the years.
Sure.
And in 13 of those events, and Bernie was mentioned in this a little earlier, in 13 of them,
3,785 pilgrims, unruly or otherwise, have been killed during the course of 13 Hajjs, the annual pilgrimage to Mecca.
These are obviously a religious ceremony in which they...
Well, this is one of the 5 pillars of Islam that you must, if you can and can afford it, at least one time during your life, you must make the journey to Mecca to participate in the Hajj.
Well, what are they giving away free Osama T-shirts or something?
I don't know.
Take it easy, fellas.
A lot of folks.
Well, then how do they wind up getting killed as a result of this?
Well, on this last day of the Hajj, there's a ritual in which you literally throw away your sin. You absolve your sin by throwing stones at 3 pillars that are in a vicinity near a single bridge. The 3 pillars represent Satan. And you throw stones at them, and therefore, you get rid of your sin that way. And the problem is that there is a single bridge to get to this thing, and you're supposed to do it following the noontime prayer. And so everybody converges at this particular moment, at this noontime prayer, in order to throw stones. And the government of Saudi Arabia said, no, let's try to at least stretch this across the day. Well, ritually or traditionally, it has to be done around right after noontime prayers, so everybody tries to get there. And as a result, this year, in the crush, 362 people died.
Every year, they never learn.
So,
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
So that's what it was. I thought it was a strange time of day to go to a rock club and get stoned. I'm glad I turned down the invitation.
Exactly. So, horrible. But 3,785 across 13 of these annual pilgrimages.
Do they win something if they hit the thing with the rock or no?
No.
Like a duck or
there's nothing to win.
Stuffed bunny or
no.
One virgin?
Yeah.
No, you just get rid of your sin.
We're
ritually.
We're inventing electricity and cars, and these guys, every year, they can't stop themselves from killing each other.
Well,
it's just...
Come on, man. Get out of the mud. We're in the 21st century.
21 till they are. All right, please welcome officially now to the Imus-1 program from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, our senior Senator Edward Kennedy. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning, and thank you, Imus, for affording me this opportunity to join you here today to set the record straight. As you are aware, a great deal of attention has been focused this week on the examination techniques that I and some of my colleagues have employed during the Senate Judiciary Committee hearings investigating Samuel Alito. My remarks today will be brief. In the assessment of my advisors and staff, since President Bush has reserved the right to ignore provisions of the new McCain Amendment forbidding the use of torture during interrogation, I also reserve that right, which is why I, Senator Leahy, Senator Schumer, Senator Durbin, and others have chosen to question Judge Alito in the manner we have. Indeed, if we thought we could get away with waterboarding that smug son of a bitch, believe me, we would. Now, we know Judge Alito is concealing something. We just don't know what. And we won't be deterred in our important work to discover what it is. The mere fact that the name Alito appeared nowhere in the concerned alumni of Princeton documents that I had to practically beat out of cancer survivor Arlen Specter does not mean there is not a pony in there somewhere. By the way, regarding Senator Specter, I might add that I have no compunctions about punching that gas bag right in his sagging chops if necessary, based on my record of having stepped on certain other vulnerable individuals in times past. Therefore, I would like to put the chairman and everybody else on notice that our committee will go into executive session, and Arlen can kiss my ass. Well, we will prove another membership association of Samuel Alito, that he is, in fact, the Imperial Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. It is both our right and our solemn duty to do so. And finally, my fellow Americans, as a means of judging my own commitment to the great social issues that have been before this panel, recall, please, how I demonstrated my commitment to women's rights this week. Stated simply, if you can't drive them off a bridge, you can at least drive them to tears. Thank you.
There's the great Delbert McClellan, nominated in the CMA for Male Country Vocal Performance of the Year for this song.
Down at the Neon Angel, beneath the flashing star,
nominated for a Grammy for that.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, it's great. Farmland Dairies produces Skim Plus. What's up?
It's great. I mean, that's Roadhouse honky tonk stuff.
The number one brand of milk in the tri-state areas. You probably wonder why. Well, simple taste from Farmland Dairies. Not only that, but all Farmland Dairies milk is produced with 100% cow's milk, contains no artificial hormones, antibiotics. Also a kicker, variety Farmland Special Request Skim Plus is a fat-free cow's milk. 37% more protein, 34% more calcium than whole milk. Also available in delicious chocolate and creamier 1% plus. If lactose intolerance is a problem for you, if you're a milk pussy, they also offer new 100% lactose-free Skim Plus. Well, that's not necessary. Farmland Dairies, good outfit. Skim Plus, plus is in the taste. Chevy's lowered the sticker price, the MSRP on everything. You better believe that. Hey, go to Chevy.com, check it out for yourself. Still don't buy it, then go to Edmunds.com to get someone else's takes. There's a page there called Head to Head, where you can see how Chevy stacks up against the competition. What you'll find there might surprise you. Chevy is America's #1 brand. Now, they're America's #1 value, Chevy. Not just Pomegranate, it's Pomegranate, new from Odwalla. And is waiting for it at your local retailer. Pomegranate has anthocyanins or something with antioxidant properties to help protect your body, plus it's a good source of potassium. Try all three new deliciously nutritious varieties: pomegranate juice, pomegranate mango, and pomegranate berry, all with the goodness of pomegranate, enhanced with wild berry extract, all at your local retailer, Odwalla, for everybody.
The sun used to make our outdoor deck and patio space so hot and uncomfortable we couldn't use it. But then we discovered the Sunsetter retractable awning.
Tell them about the discount, Harry.
Our Sunsetter retractable awning is built to last. It opens and closes in just 60 seconds and keeps our deck about 20 degrees cooler.
Tell them about the discount, Harry.
It provides instant shade and protection from the sun.
Tell them about the discount, Harry.
And our Sunsetter costs less than $600.
Harry.
All right, but now you can call and get a special $200 discount certificate, so your Sunsetter could cost as little as $398.
Good, Harry.
Call now, and Sunsetter will rush you this $200 discount certificate along with a free DVD that tells you the whole Sunsetter story. Enjoy your deck or patio more this summer and save with a Sunsetter retractable awning.
Call 1-800-500-3611 for your free DVD and $200 discount certificate. 1-800-500-3611. 1-800-500-3611.
Sir, what is your name?
Dave.
Well, Dave, you're scaring the other passengers. I have to ask you to remove the ski mask.
I have to filter out the bad air. Some of those people look terrible.
Sir, the ski mask.
Okay. How did you stay healthy breathing airplane air?
I take Emergency every day. The powder in the little packets loaded with vitamin C, B vitamins, and essential minerals. Just mix it in your water.
It's fizzing.
That's Emergency. It gives your immune system a boost.
I gotta get Emergency. Until then, could you just drop my oxygen mask?
Emergency for life. Find it in the vitamin C section.
With thousands of online dating sites out there, there's a forum for almost any community you can imagine. Environmentalists, bikers, spiritualists, pet lovers, and on and on. At Cupid.com, our community is local soulmates, people who want to find true love without flying halfway around the globe. When you sign up for a free membership, Cupid.com sends you matches automatically. Browse personals and pictures with complete anonymity. You can find online dating sites targeted to wine connoisseurs, country folk, and vegetarians. But if you want to find the site for local soulmates, it's Cupid.com. Bumpers with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by Land O'Lakes All Natural Eggs. Add a little goodness to your day with Land O'Lakes Natural Farm Fresh Eggs, available at brown-shelled large and brown-shelled extra large Land O'Lakes, where simple goodness begins. Inbound Gowanus BQE is slow from 38th Street to Atlantic Avenue. That earlier accident has been cleared. In the Bronx, southbound Major Deegan, disabled vehicle cleared at West 67th Street. The eastbound Cross Bronx is slow from the George Washington Bridge to Jerome Avenue, and westbound is heavy from Westchester Avenue to 3rd Street. Over to New Jersey, southbound on the Garden State Parkway before exit 159 in Saddlebrook, there's an accident on the right shoulder, and westbound on 280 before the Stickle Drawbridge, that earlier accident has been cleared from the right lane. 30-minute delays at the Lincoln, 10 at the Holland, doing okay at the George Washington Bridge. The Imus in the morning forecast, some clouds, maybe a shower later. High in the mid-50s. 44 degrees under cloudy skies in Central Park. I'm Bonnie Bumpers with the Expressway Loop Center Fan Highway Patrol.
Coming up on 10 till the hour here in the Imus Morning program on the radio on the country on MSNBC. You know, it's It's difficult for me to keep up with the Hollywood crowd because I don't have a great interest. But the Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt thing seems to be. Now, wasn't she wasn't she wearing the blood necklace from Billy Bob or something?
Had her tattooed on.
How's
her.
that deal?
Oh, freak.
Yeah, but she's really hot. I mean, she's what she was doing with that lowlife, that troglodyte, that wife-beating idiot.
Yeah.
Go figure. But you got to imagine that Jennifer Aniston is on some sort of suicide watch right now.
Why?
Well, you know, they were happily together.
Well, they were the golden couple.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And now he's having a baby with that bitch.
Right.
I mean, you know, she was already depressed and, you know, venting on all these talk shows, and now this.
Well, what has, I haven't followed that. I always kind of liked Jennifer Aniston. I thought she's cute.
She is. She's all right.
And I think Brad Pitt's cute. They're all cute, actually. Yeah. Thinking about it. Which is, I guess, why they're out there in Hollywood.
There you go.
But, well, what was Jennifer Aniston saying about, wasn't she in Vanity Fair or something, bitching about something, or what has she been saying about the breakup with Mr. Pitt?
She was disappointed.
Right.
She was, you know, the fact that he was stepping out while he was making a movie and still married to her.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
And, you know, and if she was venting at that level, you could imagine what she really feels inside.
Sure.
And now this.
Well, what did she say, actually? Just that she was disappointed?
Well, I don't have it in front of me, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, apparently.
That was the thrust of it.
Okay.
Yeah, she was disappointed.
Right.
She didn't call him, you know, an a-hole and a scumbag and all that stuff.
Sure.
But, come on.
Did Brad or Angelina call her prior to the baby news coming out in the press or something? One of them did. I can't remember.
Called to tell her?
Yeah, called to tell Jennifer to give her a little. Oh, and by the way, you're going to be hearing this in addition to everything else.
Right.
Well, this has been great.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
This is great. Now I won't have to watch The View this afternoon. Get all the latest news. You fellas sound like a bunch of old ladies sitting around talking about soap operas, for God's sake.
Well, no, but I mean...
What did Jennifer say? My God, she must have been devastated.
Well, no, I don't... Well, you wonder why these people... I mean, they become so addicted to being on these various shows like, you know, Access Hollywood and Extra and all that stuff, and Page 6, and when they're not, I mean, it's almost like they don't exist.
Yeah. They got to stay out there. You're right.
It validates their existence on the planet.
It's a good thing for me. Keeps people from watching what the hell I'm up to.
Yeah. Well, okay, so, well, I guess they're all not going to live happily ever after, but...
Apparently not.
They'll have the two most beautiful people in Hollywood, but you know they'll have, like, a couple of ugly fat kids. Sure. It always kind of skips a generation.
Right.
They'll look like each other's ugly sister or brother. The kids will.
Right. Well,
that's the cruel irony.
Yeah. Just gave birth to twins.
Well, they've adopted a bunch of kids, too. God bless them.
Yes, they have.
From almost, I guess, every continent, right?
That's what she wants to do, she says.
I mean, and what is Brad Pitt? I mean, how good a piece of hiney can she be to get mixed up with this?
I don't know.
For the love of God, please stop this. I feel as though I'm in the John reading a People magazine or something.
Well, let's wrap the show up because they got a big football weekend now. And the number one fan at the fan, Joe Benigno's with us. Hi, Joe.
What's up, I? How you doing?
I'm all right, baby.
Joe, what's your take on the Aniston Pitt thing?
Well, I tell you, what a segue. Jennifer Aniston, Angelina Jolie, to me. There's something wrong with that, right?
Your thoughts, Joe.
Joe, Denver, New England.
Very tough. Toughest call of the weekend. I think the Broncos have not gotten a lot of respect this year. Don't be surprised if they win this game, but you can't go against the world champions.
The fat boy lock of the week, Pittsburgh goes to Indianapolis and beats the Colts.
No way.
What say you?
No way.
No
the
way.
Colts win that game. 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns?
They will bury Pittsburgh.
Okay.
35-10. Hey.
Carolina. Carolina goes to Chicago, plays the Bears. What happens there?
Close game, defensive struggle. I like the Bears.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I think Brad Pitt's a big Bears fan.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And
does he have time with Angelina and Jennifer? What time does he have for the Bears?
And then we have the Washington Redskins in Seattle playing the Seahawks.
You know what? I think the time has run out for the Redskins, 6 in a row. I just can't see Seattle losing this game.
Really?
Redskins get scalped.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Okay. And do you guys have a coach for the Jets yet?
Well, you know, I like this Eric Mangini from the Patriots. I say bring him in. I mean, any guy that's a protege of Belichick can't be bad. I don't care how old he is. So if they can get him, get him.
And Bill Parcells signed for 2 more years at Dallas.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good. Maybe he'll make the playoffs this year.
See you guys Tuesday.
IKEA helpline.
Hi, I just wanted to let you know I'm really trying to get to the winter sale this year.
I don't blame you. We have 10 to 50% off select items throughout the store. It only happens twice a year, and it's ending soon,
Just don't close, okay? I'm a procrastinator, I know, but I'm coming in right now.
Ma'am, I hear sirens. Is everything okay?
Are you kidding me? 10 to 50% off throughout the store? I'd say that's better than okay. I'm not going to miss it, am I?
No, the sale ends Monday. You should hurry in soon, but it's not like you have to arrange a police escort or anything.
Oh, boy, this is going to be awkward.
The IKEA Winter Sale ends Monday, January 16th. An event so big it happens only twice a year. Don't miss savings of 10 to 50% on select items throughout the store. Get there any way you can. Free shuttle service from New York to IKEA Elizabeth. Call 800-BUS-IKEA. Plus get a new IKEA credit card. Apply in store online or by phone, subject to credit approval. The Winter Sale at IKEA. How will it affect you? Visit IKEA in Paramus, Elizabeth, or Hicksville. Offer valid on in-stock merchandise only. Not valid at IKEA Stoughton. Not all offers valid at IKEA Direct. Other restrictions apply. See store or IKEA.com for details. Some products require assembly.
As official HDTV of the NFL, Samsung has become an inspiration to NFL fans everywhere, showcasing a new reality of sight and sound that boldly carries the experience of watching football to unforeseen levels of passion and intensity. Never again will friends simply gather to watch a little game of football, but will instead, like Samsung HDTV in the NFL, lock arms together to experience America's greatest pastime like never before. Just ask Dan Marino, who watches on his Samsung LCD HDTV, Boomer Esiason on his SlimFit HDTV, Steve Young on his Samsung Plasma HDTV, or Troy Aikman on his Samsung DLP HDTV. For NFL football, it has to be Samsung, the official HDTV of the NFL.
Go to Circuit City from now until the Super Bowl and talk to a Samsung HD TV expert who can tell you all about HD and our great offers. Go online at Samsung.com/NFL for store listings.
Where did you get your new Toyota?
I got my new Toyota at the coffee shop.
I got mine at work.
In sports, the
I bought my Camry in my living room. All over the tri-state area, people are buying their Toyotas in places never thought possible. Until now, with HudsonToyota.com. Log on to HudsonToyota.com and you can pick your Toyota, secure price terms and financing, and even get an idea what your trade's worth. Forget the hassle of driving from dealer to dealer and dealing with pushy salespeople. Buy or lease your new Toyota in comfort at HudsonToyota.com. You can save on special internet-only discounts and select from over 700 new and used vehicles. HudsonToyota.com. It's about time someone made it easy. That's HudsonToyota.com. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut's #1 volume Toyota dealer. Not online? Call 866-401-8100. 866-401-8100. #1 based on 2004 total vehicle sales per TMS.
Morning, Bob. See, you got your fireproof gloves on. Usual hot ticket? Yes, sir. Well, here you go. Jersey Cash 5 is one hot ticket with jackpot drawings every single day.
Just drop that hot ticket in this pail of water, Sonny.
Sure thing, ma'am. And if no one hits the jackpot, it rolls over to get bigger and hotter.
Just give it to me. I can handle it.
You got it. A lot of people win a lot of money playing Jersey Cash 5. So get a hot Jersey Cash 5 ticket today. How you take your ticket is up to you.
Play Jersey Cash 5 from the New Jersey Lottery. It's one hot ticket. And it's even hotter now. Buy 2 Jersey Cash 5 Quick Picks and get 1 free. Look in this Sunday's paper for the coupon.
Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Copyright 2006, CBS Radio. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment.
Listen to the NFL playoffs tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Seattle hosts Washington, followed by New England at Denver, and Sunday at 12:30 as Pittsburgh meets Indianapolis, followed by Carolina at Chicago. All here on your flagship station for Imus in the morning, Mike and the Mad Dog in the afternoon, and Super Bowl 40 on February 5th. The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. This is Rich Ackerman. This report is brought to you by Verizon. It was billed as the celebration of a captain, but Mark Messier's jersey retirement was one more celebration of the Rangers' 1994 Stanley Cup. An emotional Messier fought back tears through most of the hour-long ceremony, and before his number 11 was raised to the rafters, he hoisted the cup one last time, and typical Messier acknowledged his teammates on his own night.
Without their support and their belief and their dedication, discipline, and overall hard work, the Stanley Cup would have never come to New York no matter what. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your unwavering support through that year.
The Rangers had lost in 2 previous jersey retirement nights, but this night rallied from a 3-1 deficit to beat the Oilers in overtime 5-4 on Jaromir Jagr's goal 14 seconds into the extra period as Tom Rennie's team capped the feel-good night with a dramatic win.
You couldn't help but get caught up in, messy stuff. I mean, I don't know how Edmonton, how they felt, but I know we were right into it.
On the island, things were quite different. The Isles beat the Flames 3-2, giving Brad Shaw a win in his coaching debut. The Isles shook things up, firing Coach Steve Sterling. Mike Milbury will step down as GM once a successor is found. In football, Bills coach Mike Mularkey will step down today, marking the 10th coach to be fired or resign this offseason. And WFAN wants you to know that we've adopted TS 166. You can adopt the New York City Public School as well. Get all the details on our website at WFAN.com. And this report is brought to you by Comtrex. Comtrex Deep Chest Cold has an ingredient specifically designed to break up stubborn chest congestion and relieve sore throats and coughing. Comtrex knocks out every kind of cold symptom. With reports every 20 minutes, Rich Ackerman, WFAN 2020 Sports.
Hey, dial-up users, here's a question for you. How much are you paying for that dial-up anyway?
My dial-up? I think it's $15.95 a month.
$21.95 a month. I don't know. Probably too much. Why? Because you can get high-speed Verizon Online DSL with connection speeds of 768 kilobits per second for just $14.95 a month when you sign up for a year.
That's about what I'm paying for my slow dial-up.
Yep, and you can do so much more, like connect to the net with the click of a mouse, talk on the phone and surf the web at the same time on the same phone line, download files faster than it takes you to say, better value. Just call 1-800-PIC-DSL to sign up for Verizon Online DSL for as low as $14.95 a month. That's 1-800-PIC-DSL. And here's another question for you. What are you waiting for? Verizon. Verizon reminds you to always download legally. $14.95 a month rate available for new Verizon residential 768 kilobits per second DSL customers. 1-year commitment required. $79 early termination fee applies. Speed and uninterrupted service not guaranteed. Not available in all areas. Additional monthly supplier, FUS app recovery charge, and applicable taxes may apply. Other terms and conditions apply. Offer expires 1/31/06.
Levy Phillips in Konigsberg, a leader in asbestos litigation. Call 1-800-MESO-LAW. 1-800-MESO-LAW.
This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. Give someone special to you the gift that will be remembered for years to come. Name a star after them. The Star Registry will name a star after anyone on your gift list for $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. It's the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and just about any occasion. Give the ultimate gift. Call the Star Registry at 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. We proudly support the Starlight Starbright Children's Foundation.
Tell 3 reasons I'm painting this weekend. Number 3, since all the decorations came down, this place needs some pizzazz. Number 2, I've been seeing it in my mind. It's time to see it on my walls. And number 1, money back on the paint.
This weekend at the Home Depot, get $5 off 1-gallon cans of Behr interior or exterior paint by manufacturer mail-in rebate, and $20 off 5-gallon buckets. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help. Valid through January 16th in U.S. stores only. See store for details. WFAN, New York.
Mark, you're a great man. You're a great champion. You are the captain.
I'm your captain. I've been honored to have the opportunity to play in New York. in the most famous arena in the world, to have the best fans in the world behind me. And I will never forget the 10 years that I was able to be and have the honor to be the captain of the New York Rangers.
I'm your captain. He made us believe that the Stanley Cup was our destiny. On behalf of everyone fortunate enough to call you a teammate, the entire Ranger organization, and all the fans of New York, I want to say thank you to a brilliant competitor, a fearless leader, and a true friend. I'm your captain. I'm your captain. Joe Benigno. Sports Radio 66. WFAN on the Fan, and a very good Friday morning to you. It's the Midday Show with Joe Benigno. 718-937-6666 is the phone number carrying you right through to 1 o'clock when, of course, the Mike and the Mad Dog program will come your way. Doug Kramer, the incomparable Sugar Ray Martel on the other side of the glass. And, of course, you heard from Brian Leach, you heard from Adam Graves, you heard from Mike Richter, and you heard from the star of the show last night, Mark Messier, courtesy of the Madison Square Garden Network, as indeed last night, number 11, raised to the rafters in really a terrific ceremony at the Garden. We talked about this yesterday. They do these kind of things very, very well. A lot of emotion, just a great night if you're a Ranger fan, no question about it, as number 11 joins number 7, number 1, number 35, Gilbert, Jacquemin, and Richter in the rafters. And as I said, they really did it well. It was an emotional night for Messier. He broke down a couple of times. One time when he was finally given the microphone and did his speech there before they raised the number to the roof, where he actually broke down and choked up and didn't talk for a few seconds. But really, everybody was there last night. Every member of the 94 Stanley Cup Championship team, except players who were still in the league, who were playing last night. Brian Leach was one of them, but they did have a video of Brian Leach giving his comments about Messier, which was very, very good. Leach telling the whole story, how his first time against Messier, he was a rookie, had played about 10 games, and Messier kind of speared him in the chest. And he, there's Leach on the ice looking around, where's the call? And realizing that he just got, as Leach pointed out, his first lesson in the National Hockey League, that, guys like Messier are going to get away with it. And if you're a rookie, well, it's just tough. So that was pretty good with Leach. Adam Graves was there. Of course, he spoke. Mike Richter would speak. I thought Mike Richter was funny as he got to the microphone. First thing he said was, Mark Messier and I brought to you by Kleenex because of all the tears that were flowing throughout. But as I mentioned, all the team from 94 there, even Alex Kovalov, who I was surprised that he showed up, but I guess Montreal did not play last night, so Kovalov was able to be there. Mike Keenan, who we had on his show yesterday, of course, the head coach of that 93-94 team was there, as was Neil Smith. And, it's kind of funny seeing those two guys standing together there on the ice for the first time in a long time. They didn't exactly have the greatest relationship, as we all know, back in that 94 season. And, of course, we all know how that went once the Cup run had ended. I mentioned that Jacquemin was there, of course, and nice little line by Messier. Was it Messier that said, I forget who said it now. Maybe it was Richter who said, well, you know what? I thought that Mark Messier actually had played with Eddie Jacquemin. I don't know, was it him that said it? I'm not sure. It was either Graves or Richter, I believe, who made that comment, as far back as Messier goes. Of course, he did not play with Eddie Jacquemin, but Jacquemin was there. Gilbert was there. Obviously, Richter was there. J.D. doing a terrific job as the master of ceremonies last night. The entire Messier family was there. Dana Reeves, the wife of the late actor Christopher Reeves, who was such a big Ranger fan, and, of course, had that terrible accident, falling off a horse, eventually, would pass away after being in a wheelchair for many years. Her herself battling cancer. She came out and sang a very, very nice tribute song to Messier. So, really well done last night, as it always is in these kind of affairs, by Madison Square Garden. And, of course, finally, after Mark had spoke, finally got to the raising of the banner, number 11, as it went up to the ceiling. So it was quite a night, quite a ceremony. Chants of Messier all night long. When Leach was showed on the video screen, you heard chants of bring him back, to get Leach back to Madison Square Garden. That's never going to happen as long as Sather is around. And, of course, as always in these events, you never see Jim Dolan. You know, he never shows up physically out there, and Sather wasn't either. But Messier did allude to both of them in his speech. Dolan got booed, predictably, as did Sather, although as Mark went on, you know, the boos kind of subsided. It really wasn't that bad as maybe we've seen in the past. So, but Dolan and Sather were certainly not on the ice with Messier and all his 93, 94 teammates. So, as I said, very interesting night. They do it well, 72-minute ceremony, and that set up what turned out to be a terrific hockey game last night. Rangers coming back to win this, winning it in overtime. Jaromir Jagr 14 seconds into it, scoring his 28th goal of the year to give the Rangers the win. And, you know, first time, I thought it was very interesting. That's the first time since any of these number retirement ceremonies that the Rangers actually won the game. I mean, the other three times with Jobert, Giacomin, and Richter, Rangers had lost every other time. Fitting that on the night that Messier gets his number retired, him being really the ultimate winner with the 6 Stanley Cups and finally slaying the Dragon, getting it done here in New York, and, you know, arguably the greatest team leader in the history of team sports. It was fitting that the Rangers would win the game last night, and maybe even fitting that Jagr came up with the game-winning goal, his 28th of the year, in what was really a magical night at MSG. So, terrific night there, and I'm sure in a couple of years we'll have the number 2 of Brian Leach going to the Raptors as well. That will be the next one. We'll see whether or not at some point Adam Graves gets up there as well. But great night, one of the all-time, as I said yesterday, maybe not the greatest Ranger of all time. You might have to give that to Leach, but certainly when you talk about Mark Messier, you're talking about the most important Ranger of all time, and well-honored last night at Madison Square Garden. Now, on the other side of the hockey spectrum, you go over to the Nassau Coliseum, and of course yesterday Steve Sterling was fired. Bradshaw took over as interim coach, and, you know, Mike Milbury stepped down as general manager. But you know what? Islanders won their game. You know, they beat the Calgary Flames last night 3-2 out at the Coliseum, so the Bradshaw era gets off on a good note. So, you know, with the two things, a very weird day yesterday with the whole Messier thing and what was going on with the Islanders. Kind of weird that Mike Milbury, who, you know, Islander fans have been yelling for years to get him to step down or to get him out of there as the GM, finally basically does it himself, and he moves on to another position now in the Islander hierarchy. I guess he'll still run the show until they find the new general manager. But they did win on the ice for Bradshaw last night, 3-2 against Calgary. So hockey buzzing a little bit in the New York metropolitan area as we kind of, you know, move out of the football season. But with that in mind, big football day, of course, Football Friday, and really I think the best weekend of the NFL season coming up. You got the divisional playoffs, and usually the best games are this weekend. And we're going to do a lot of football today. Peter King of Sports Illustrated is going to join us on the other side of the 1040 Flash. As we always do on the Football Friday at 11 o'clock, Carl Banks in studio. We'll talk about last week's Giant disaster, a little bit on the Jet stuff. He knows Eric Mangini pretty well. Was with him in Cleveland when Carl played there, and Belichick was coaching there. So we'll talk to Carl about what his thoughts are on Mangini and look ahead as well to what's coming up in the divisional round of the playoffs. Also, Philadelphia Eagle linebacker, the former Giant, and really one of the funny guys, and real good spot whenever he comes on. Dhani Jones will come on with us. We'll talk about some of the games this weekend. We'll talk about the Redskins-Seattle game with him because Philadelphia played against both of those teams. Eagles also played against the Broncos this year, so we'll do a little bit with him as well on the Denver-New England Patriot game. So we got a lot to do for you today as we move into, as I said, the divisional round of the playoffs. And one thing, again, I just want to know one thing about the divisional round. It's the last Saturday, by the way, of football this year, which is kind of depressing. Only 7 games left in the entire season now with the divisional round. Next week, the conference championships, and then after that, you have the Super Bowl 2 weeks later. But usually the best games in the playoffs, for whatever reason, seem to come in this round. You know, when you look back at the really classic games over the years, it always seemed to be in this divisional round of the playoffs. So we'll see if that continues on with that trend. And, you know, you got the Seattle Redskins game starting it off tomorrow at 4:30. Then the big one between the Patriots and the Broncos in Denver, the Saturday night game, 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Colts at home against the Steelers, and then the late game in Chicago with the Bears and the Carolina Panthers. So big football weekend, lots going on, all the stuff with Messier, all the hockey things that are going down. We can talk about that, and we'll certainly, as I said, do a lot with the NFL playoffs this week, and when Carl comes as well on the situation with the Jets and their search for a new coach. All right, 718-937-6666. Benigno in the midday just getting started for a Friday morning. We'll break, and we'll come back after these words.
WFAN New York.
America's Discount Tire Store. Mavis Discount Tire has been saving you money for over 50 years. Now you can get price quotes and make reservations online at MavisTire.com. That's right. Select from thousands of name brand tires, then make a reservation, all from the comfort of your own computer. MavisTire.com. While online, check out high-performance favorites like the Dunlop Dureza DZ101 and the SP Sport Tire line. For enhanced SUV performance, find great prices on the Grand Trek AT20. Shop online. Compare prices online. Then set up a reservation at over 50 area locations. Go to MavisTire.com or call 1-800-4-TRACTION. That's 1-800, the number 4, then Traction. Mavis Discount Tire, America's Discount Tire Store.
You think you can roll with me?